Hey, yo, what is good? It's freaking hot today. It's 92 degrees. All right, start the party with the solid JJ.
Losing a duel into a Ninja Turtle?
Okay, my name's Raphael, but I'm not a Ninja Turtle.
Come on, Yog! You can't lose to this guy! He ain't even the best one! That's Michelangelo. He makes me laugh.
Enough! Draw your next card and show me what kind of duelist you truly are.
Fine, I draw. Wait, this isn't my card. This is
The Shield of Orichalcos. It'll give your monsters great power, but whomever loses now will also lose their soul.
Why would you give me this?
I believe in every man there exists equal parts darkness and light. If even you could be tempted
Fair
by such a
enough.
card, then I'll know I was right.
Play that shit.
Well, that's dumb.
You have no way to win this duel without it. So, what will it be?
Well, that was easy. We got the seal. We didn't even have to win the duel. Just end this and we can go home.
Uh-huh.
Pharaoh?
No, yeah, I hear you. It's just, like you said, I can't win without it. And I've got the card right here.
The evil Satan card.
Yeah. Kind of want to use it.
What?
Oh, come on, this is the most exciting card I've had in my hand in years. This whole duel, I've been playing 5 different versions of Kariba. That one's called Kariba. I'm not making that up.
It steals people's souls.
What, you actually believe in stuff like that?
You are a soul.
I see you were tempted.
No, he's not!
No, totally tempted right now. Hey, this duel matters, all right? He's got our friend's father
I
kidnapped.
already let him go.
He would have done
I
it.
gave you the card.
He's evil.
Many years ago, my family was surrounded
Wait.
in a horrible accident. The only family I had to keep me alive on this island were these cards. I wouldn't so much as tribute a monster. They're my friends. I love them.
Well, now I really want to use it.
Pharaoh.
I won't tribute
Fun
monsters. This
times.
guy's fucking psychotic. You lived on an island with nothing but cards? I mean, what did you do to pass
Couldn't
the
help
time?
myself.
You fucked one of those
It's a
cards.
short
didn't you?
night.
Yeah, you fucked one of those cards. I know. It was that one, wasn't it?
Oh
You
no.
hear yourself? You've had your moments, but this? I can't believe you would stoop so
Hey,
low.
Raph, about the whole takes your soul thing, do we get to choose which one?
What?
Probably.
All right, don't be mad.
You're willing to risk my soul, my essence, my
What's
being
good,
for
Loodle?
the chance at winning a duel?
We
A
chilling.
duel that doesn't matter?
Yugi,
I'm about to play
here's my
something
monster's
terrible
500
after
more
this.
attack.
Yog,
No, think about it. If I were to summon Karibo with 300 attack, how much attack would
I
he have
wish.
now?
If they want to hop in here
Yugi?
and hash this
No
out,
idea. See, this is not
I
a
will
strong
sit here and
argument in
listen.
favor of keeping you around.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die.
I summon the seal of Orichalcos.
do it.
It's a spell.
Fuck you! My Karibo has 1100 attack! How could you?
Relax, it only risks losing your soul. So long as I win, we have nothing to
My
worry.
attack for game.
What's that?
Wow, you suck!
It seems I was right. Evil. Just like I thought. Turtle power.
Ah, you said it! He said the thing! Yog, are you alright? What happened?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I mean, kind of dramatic how Yugi died when I lost, but oh well, there'll always be more duels.
Wait, who died?
But look at the bright side. I could use the bathroom
Oh,
now, and now I get to pick
jeez.
what I watch. Such as Jane Eyre, streaming exclusively on
What's good,
Peacock.
Zephyr?
The 18th century drama.
You
based
are
on the
right
novel
on
by
time.
Charlotte Bronte. Yeah, that's what I watch.
Yugi, you idiot! This was a filler episode! You just made it a filler arc!
That doesn't sound too bad.
And Weevil is a major character!
Do I still have time to watch my shows?
No.
Watching Yugi lose would have been a lot more satisfying if it were to me. But after analyzing his duel, I know I'm the perfect deck to take him down myself.
Bruh, Joey
This
is
episode brought
like
to you by
penultimate side character. Never gets the shine. All right. Here's some horrible.
Let's talk to Eric, and I'm just gonna read. It's Eric.
No
It says no
context.
pronouns given, but in the actual pronoun space on the call screen, it says not a liberal. We're gonna ask about that briefly before we start. And Eric is calling in and wants to talk about race realism. Hi, Eric. You're on with Forrest and Erica. How you doing today?
Guys, I am exhausted. That was the most bizarre
Tell me if you want me to turn it
Uh,
down.
thing I've ever heard in my life. That guy is
Oh, you-
crazy.
Brother, you gotta listen to this show more often.
Yeah,
we
I
get
promise,
one of
Eric.
those
I,
once or twice a week.
I guess so because honestly, this is the first time I'm new to your show. So
Yeah.
that was
Oh, you've
that
already
call
watched
was
this.
just so in outer space. I don't even know what. Look, let me bring this back to normal.
Oh, to give you some context, Loodle. she's actually like well studied in anthropology and yeah, it's anthropology, I believe.
Conversations and normal subjects, human evolution. Is that okay?
Yeah,
By all
man.
means.
And that's
And if you want a real treat, go listen to the conversation that Forrest and I had with the person who was telling us about the monad. That's another
oh
class, a
Jesus Christ,
certified
yeah.
classic for some interesting,
Yeah.
really interesting takes.
Yeah. We
Okay,
try to let
so
people
y'all,
flesh out their ideas. That's all. We're trying to be pleasant.
okay, so y'all, I'm a right winger, hardcore Republican, MAGA, far right Trump supporter. But I am not at all religious conservative. I'm a social Darwinist, a libertarian.
Social
And I think both of
Darwinist.
y'all have this assumption that people on the right are Christian conservatives. And
Well, I thought this one might be funny after all the cool evolution talk we've been having to actually hear somebody with like some background in the subject have an argument with someone who's denying what is already understood in the scientific community and like to do so very carefully.
all Bible thumpers and Bible believers, and that is not the case. A lot of us are Ayn
No.
Rand individualists. A lot. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think they're all that. I think that a dangerous majority of them are that. And to be frank with you, I'm not trying to like cast like underhanded comments here. I'm just being direct with you about it. Like separating yourself from them by saying that you're a social Darwinist and you're a big fan of Ayn Rand doesn't do much for me in terms of like separating you. It's just a different person that I would have an extreme problem with.
Yeah,
So like,
okay.
yeah.
That's fine.
I want to hear your perspective here, Eric. I will say too, we
Ask it its
have
pronoun.
engaged with one another before. We've
Watch it
engaged with one another
crash
when I
out.
was still
Yeah.
on Twitter. We've talked in a couple of comment sections. You've mentioned me on your website a couple of times. So I am at least familiar with your perspective and where you're coming from, but I don't know that Forrest is, and I don't know that
I
the
am not,
audience
no.
is. So please
I-
give your perspective. And actually,
Okay.
I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna I'm gonna
Sure.
pee really quick while he's filling you in. So I
we'll
so I can
trade
do
out
that.
as soon as you get back. Yeah, have fun.
I have probably the number one race realist site. It's called subspecies.com. I also have a human subspecies
Race
channel
realism
here
is
at YouTube.
wild.
And I'm one of these folks that believes we have Neanderthal DNA, we have Denisovan DNA, we have Australopithecine DNA, and we are not the same. We're not kumbaya. We're not we are the world. We're not the same species. We're different subspecies. And in
Very
the case
carefully.
of perhaps African pygmies and Australian aborigines, and a few others, the Hodstud down in southeast Africa, we might be entirely different species. So from that perspective, I agree with everything y'all say on paleoanthropology, and I watch y'all religiously. But when it comes to categorization and human taxonomical classifications, I am totally on another planet from you guys. I think y'all are very woke and very politically correct, and you don't want to offend anybody, so you're in this mindset that a lot of out of Africa people are of that we're all the same. We're all the same species, and there's no human variation. Well, that would have worked. That did work before 2010, and your whole world came crushing down in 2010.
What?
So I'm going to get into our whole world came crashing down because that's news to me that our world came crashing down.
Why did our world come crashing down
But
in
before we get there, I
2010?
just had a couple of quick questions. You talked about Neanderthal DNA and Denisovan DNA, and that's something I'm familiar with, like differences in DNA across, what we would call ethnic populations, or even, casually we would call racial populations. You also said Australopithecus DNA, which all humans
your
would
bingo
have
card is not ready
because
for this.
hominins
You
are
want to go
descended from
down that path?
Australopithecines.
I am ready for that. Ooh, boy,
Okay, great.
am I ready for that.
So that's fine. So I just want to make sure I want to
I know
understand
you.
that
I knew
wasn't
you were
something you
going to do
misspoke
that.
on.
I knew you were going to say,
No,
there's no evidence of
You've
Australopithecine
activated my
DNA
track
in modern
card.
humans. There is. There
That's not what I
absolutely
said.
is hard evidence.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. And it's
Okay,
weird that you went
go
off
ahead.
on that heavy on it when I was just clarifying something. So I was saying that, like, all humans, like hominins, are descendant from Australopithecines, and so I would expect for all of us to have Australopithecus DNA. If you're saying that some ethnic groups have more than others, I would be interested in talking about that. I'm also particularly interested in, you used a couple of terms here. One of them, well, first I want to ask you about pronouns. Yeah, this is, you
Oh
may think
no.
it's non sequitur, but
Crash out
while we're waiting
incoming.
for Eric to get back, I just want to make sure we're on the same page about a couple of things. You put on the call screen under pronouns, I'm not a liberal, and now we just have it listed as none here. Is there a particular reason for that?
Because I hate woke.
I have not covered
I
the
hate
Boss
political
Gang
correctness.
topic. I did not know it was a topic.
And you
But
guys
like,
are
but I will
awful
look
about
into
that
it.
kind of stuff. I mean, it's
the reason why I ask,
vomit-inducing.
the reason why I ask, the reason why I ask is because I'm curious to know if like the science of sex and gender, which is also, you know, modern biology that's widely accepted, is another type of biology like race realism that you take issue with, and that you think that like all, you know, like the modern academic consensus is incorrect about science of sex and gender as they are about race being a social construct. Is that what I'm hearing?
That are you asking me about trans? Is that your question?
But well, I can be more simplified. So generally, like modern biology is all the academic consensus.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now, and this Boskop man just, it looks like a hydrocephalic skull. Like, I don't know if this is really like a thing or if I'm seeing the right skull. But it just looks like a dude with a big head. I have to find more. But I'll look into it at some point. Probably a coup.
We're all in agreement. Sex and gender are different things, and they're not necessarily congruent. That's where you do get trans people from, but that's why we, as a collective society, kind of started moving in this direction of identifying pronouns, because we kind of realized that it's just not as easy as just hearing someone's voice all the time. And also, if we didn't do it that way, then trans people were just kind of outing themselves by using them. So
you guys are
basically,
just as bad as I imagined you to be. Y'all are so far left wing. It is pathetic. But I don't want to. I don't want to get into that. I don't want to talk about trans and gender and all that kind of stuff.
That's not you could just say pronouns.
Eric, you're going off of several deep ends here. I just asked a simple clarifying question. I didn't need you to. I promise you, I agree. I am so far left, you have no idea. The question that I asked you is,
makes me
you didn't provide
to
pronouns.
My stomach, dude. What is wrong with you?
Okay,
why are you
that's
like that?
great for you to. That's great for you to have those
Why
feelings.
Do you hate
I need
this
you to keep your.
This is the actual derangement
Eric,
syndrome.
I need you to keep your feelings in check. I'm just asking a simple clarifying question here. All I asked was,
Call me
you
Mister.
didn't provide
Call
pronouns.
Me Mister. Fine.
That's an honorific. You didn't earn
Mister
that.
isn't a pronoun. Mister isn't a pronoun. All I asked was, modern biology textbooks explain the difference between sex and gender. And if you took the stance you're not a liberal and asked, I was just wondering if that's another part of biology that you take umbrage with. It sounds like it is, because you're saying
I don't care about it, dude. I just sat through the most bizarre 1 hour of Howard for
Eric,
an hour, and I did not get on here to talk to y'all about pronouns.
Eric, you are the only one who's yelling.
Talk about gender and pronouns.
You are the only one who's yelling. Eric, I need you to calm down. We're doing logic and science, not emotion here, right? I'm just asking a simple question.
Denisovans and Australopithecines.
You wanted to talk about it. I'm just asking. The modern academic consensus is that race is a social construct. You have a problem with that, and you want to argue about it. I get it.
That is not true. That is the modern left-wing social scientific consensus. I'm not a left-winger. I don't care what Harvard or Princeton.
Nobody is under the influence that you're a left-winger.
Shit.
I need you to take 10 deep breaths, Eric. You are the only one who is yelling. Please control your emotions here, okay? I'm just asking if that was another part of science that you have an issue with. That was the whole question. I had another one that I wanted to ask you. I don't think we can get there before you calm down.
Okay.
So just
my answer would be simply, I guess I'm a general Republican conservative on the issue.
Nobody asked you, bro.
But it's not my thing, and it's not my forte, and I really don't care about it.
I'm asking
I
for
care
your
about race
scientific
realism.
position. I'm asking for your scientific position, and it sounds like you're conflating scientific position with political position here. But like conservative and
do,
Republican are not.
Science is whoa, dude! Science is 100% political.
I agree with you.
Everything about science is political.
Everything about science is
with you,
political.
But
Interesting.
science being political and having politics involved in it, that doesn't mean that conservative and Republican are scientific like identifiers. Like that doesn't tell me anything.
I'm going to beg you one last time, or I'm just going to hang up. I'm pleading with you. Can we talk about Neanderthals, Denisovans, and Australopithecines?
Eric,
not about transgender.
Eric, I would be happy to. I asked a really simple question and you fucking lost your mind and started screaming and getting all emotional with me. I don't understand what's wrong. Like, I just asked a simple question to make sure I understand where you're coming from while Erica was pissing.
I guess I'm a conservative Republican on the issue of trans, but I really don't care about it.
Okay,
okay,
I'd love to talk to you about that science later on if we get to it. It sounds like
science.
fun.
It's not science. It's politics.
Eric,
but go ahead.
It's not.
I have a question. I've been here listening the entire time. I had this on my phone while I was refilling my water bottle and peeing, so I was able to catch up. Did I
care about your feelings,
that
but
the Hadza are potentially not a part of the Homo sapiens group?
Absolutely correct. Hadza,
so
why are you yelling about that now?
Afro-Pygmy. Because I knew y'all would do this. I knew this.
We're asking questions.
Supervise me in CTV.
Wait,
we
Eric,
just asked questions. We asked you about your position, and you're yelling.
Hold on. I want to hear like what you're using to support that notion. Because I'm looking at a phylogeny right now, and the Hadza, along with the Omotic and the San, are all sort of their own group. Well, actually, that's not true. The Omotic and the Hadza are their own group that nests more similar.
180,000 years ago, right? The Khoisan split off about 170, 180,000 years ago, didn't they, Erica? They split off about 170, 180,000 years ago. Now, Spencer Wells and some geneticists will call them
liberals are
original
breathing
Homo
the same
sapiens.
air he's breathing.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Earlier.
Who
split off earlier?
But they're definitely different.
Well, hold on though, because you said something interesting there. You said something interesting there, and I want to chase that lead. Which group split off earlier? The Khoisan.
It would be the Khoisan. Khoisan about 170,000 years ago. As far as Hadza, it's ill-determined, but Afro-Pygmies, there are some people that say they're related to Afro-Pygmies. It would be about, I believe it's 120,000 to 130,000 years ago where they diverged from the Khoisan, the line that the Khoisan was on. But let me jump back here for a second. Forrest said something that I completely disagree with. He said he assumes that we're all descended from Australopithecines. How do you know that, Forrest? You know, there's a lot of us who think that we're descended from Grakopithecus and Miocene apes who were on the European continent. For instance, Professor Spasov from Bulgaria,
who I know anything.
You guys know, Professor Madeline Bohm, who's connected with the Leipzig in Leipzig Max Planck Institute, and even Katarina Harvati and Chris Stringer to some extent. They all and let's not forget Ashley Hammond of the Smithsonian Institute, who recently said that, and David Bagoon from the University of Toronto. I know you guys know all these names. They all said,
real question.
Hold on. Because Eric's he's in my zone now. You're talking about Miocene.
Yeah. I have a different question entirely.
I am, Eric, and I'm
just
so
want to know,
anxious to get into this with you.
Is it possible
I want to put you on the spot about Spasov, Madeline Bone, David Bagoon, and all these people who believe in Miocene ape theory.
I want to see it happen. I just want to know, is it actually physiologically possible for you to talk about this without yelling? Because it sounds like your emotions are really fucking charged up right now.
I hate you liberals. I fucking hate you leftists. No, it is not possible for me to talk about this without yelling.
Like, literally, I've never watched anything where someone's just like, "I hate these conservatives. I hate them. I can't just let you." I've never seen this happen before, where a liberal or a leftist is just screaming about disliking conservatives or Republicans. This is so overly emotional.
Okay, okay. Your
People are
emotions are in more
enemies to
control
my
of your body
country.
than your mind, and we're gonna try to have a scientific conversation while you scream at us. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Go ahead.
All right.
Ask me your questions.
Yeah. So what
Okay.
what's your citation for an European origin of hominins? So I'm quite familiar with the work of everybody who you just mentioned, and not a single one
I
of
know
them
you are. Of course
proposes that
you are.
hominins,
Yeah,
hominins,
and that's great.
INs, emerged in Europe. So did you hear the question that I asked though? Because I asked what your citation was for Begun or Hammond, or you offhandedly mentioned Stringer, but include him in it too if you'd like. Who's saying hominins originated in Europe?
Addendum here. I don't think Stringer is fully on board with that. I think
Okay,
his
then
best
Well, you
friend is
can speak
Katerina
normally. Look at
Hodraki.
that. Hey.
remove Stringer then. Who
Um,
else? Who's saying that hominins
Bagoon,
emerged?
I don't envy
Bagoon,
you.
and they have published numerous papers in the 2010s about
Nope.
precisely this, and then they
Wrong.
pulled
That's
back.
wrong, Eric. That's wrong. And in fact,
Oh my God, it's all
I've
over
actually
my
met
website.
Begun. I've met Begun several times. I've spoken with Begun at every AABA since I've been attending because he studies mycene apes and so do I. And I've also got his book over here in the corner, as well as several chapters of his, both in a companion to biological anthropology, as well as he might be in the fossil record, and he might be in Cenozoic mammals of Africa. I'm very, very familiar with his work. Begun does not
So
propose
you're
that
saying that
hominins-
David Bagoon has never
No.
said that it is
He
quite
doesn't say-
possible that Greco-Pithecus is our last common ancestor. You're saying that. For the record, that David Bagoon has never said
He
that
thinks, okay, Eric, I can't give you my perspective if you're going to yell over me. I want to tell you what I think.
Okay,
Because
go ahead.
I asked you very specifically if David Begun or if any of those individuals proposed that hominins ending in INS originated in Europe, because the answer is no. None of them have proposed this, and none of them are proposing this. Now, the question of did African apes, so the last common ancestor of gorillas, canids, and hominins, if that individual lived in Europe, yes, some people do propose that. And the Greco-Pithecus femur that came out just last week, or rather 2 weeks ago, seems to lend at least some support to the idea of that. But that's not the same thing as hominins. And if you want to propose that humans, as in hominins, originated in Europe, then you need to show the first
I don't
hominin, not
think
the
that's
first
necessarily
African
the
ape,
argument
but the
itself.
first hominin originating in Europe, which we have zero support for. We've got sahelanthropus.
Like saying I'm familiar with this individual and I know him, to be able to say like I understand like what he's putting forward and what you think about his work is incorrect. And now she's explaining why.
We've got Auroran, we've got Australopithecus anamensis, Australopithecus afarensis, Australopithecus africanus, we've got Ardipithecus ramidus. Oh, I already said ramidus and Kadaba. I should have mentioned Kadaba as sort of separately.
What do you think
All of these early hominins are in Africa, right?
What do you think the last survival date of Greco-Pithecus is? If I had to pin you down, what would you say Greco-Pithecus lasted till what date?
I would base it off of the end of the Miocene climatic optimum, which is when most African apes end up going locally extinct in places like Bulgaria. So I would end that around. I'd say you're going to get lucky if you get Greco-Pithecus past 7 million years in Europe.
Like, to be fair, that's why I was telling Joe to call in and speak to her, because some of the questions that he's asking, only somebody with an in-depth understanding of the furniture is floating. An in-depth understanding of anthropology and like is still currently studying would be able to answer most of those questions with any real accuracy. So like I don't even expect an AI bot to be able to do it accurately.
Okay. Gotcha. What are the Creek footprints? They're almost certainly Greco-Pithecus, and they're dated to 6.1 million years ago. Gotcha, Erica. I gotcha. I knew you'd fall for this. I knew you'd fall into my trap. God, you liberals are so goddamn easy. God, this is pathetic.
What?
Who is saying the tracheos footprints are Greco-Pithecus? Who's saying that?
Oh
it's
my God,
really weird
it's all over the
how
place.
hard.
Are you fucking
It's
kidding
all
me?
over the
hard you
place.
pat yourself on the
Inside
back
it.
for something that hadn't happened.
Asfasoff says it. They all say it. They had
No.
papers about it.
No, because
I
where
can't pronounce the guy's name. The Polish guy. The Polish
Where-
guy. The
I gotta tell you.
archaeologist.
We debate, we talk to a lot of MAGA folks. You are the first person I've ever seen trigger himself. Like, that's wild, dude. Like, she didn't even respond to you when you fucking
okay.
flew off the handle about something that you thought you won an argument that didn't even happen yet. That was fucking wild.
So what?
And-
so,
and
so
dude,
tell me
this
about the
is-
Crete
wait,
footprint,
wait,
6.1
this
million
is-
years ago.
Dude, this is actually, God, wait, this is actually so wild to me because I know the authors of the Trujillo footprint paper. We're actually in each other's DMs. Per Alberg and I are in each other's
The
DMs.
guy with the funny
Alberg.
Polish name. How do you pronounce his name?
I don't know.
Rajowski?
I'm talking about Per Alberg, who's on the initial, or he might be on
Yeah.
there are a couple of different
He's a
Trujillo's
good guy.
papers. He's on one of the yeah, he's a great guy. I've been in conversations with him about these specific footprints because I have 3D scans of these prints coming my way, right? Because I'm going to do a geometric morphometrics analysis on them. I've been talking about this with people in my cohort at my university for like 3 years now. Because I think it'd be an interesting study because I used to think the Trujillo's prints were not footprints at all. And I've come around to the idea that they very well might be. Because of this, I am extraordinarily familiar with the literature surrounding the Trujillo's prints, more so, I might add, than most people who are in my field, because most people don't think they're footprints. But I've been won over to that idea. So I'm asking you,
So
Eric,
those
who is
footprints are
saying
from
they're
who?
Greco-Pithecus?
Who are those footprints from?
Who
Who are those footprints
wouldn't-
from?
Eric,
Clearly
I wouldn't
myopic.
even dream of assigning a taxon to a set of footprints for which
Of
we
course
have
you wouldn't,
no
because it doesn't fit your
postcranial
narrative.
remains. Well, other than
Of course you
than-
No,
wouldn't.
because that's
It doesn't fit your
Eric,
narrative because it destroys
no, because she's
everything that you stand
academically
for.
honest. She just said that she changed her mind on something. She would change her mind on this.
Okay.
She's being academically honest and saying she doesn't have a reason to make a hard claim on this yet.
also, hold on just a
What
second.
is your best guess?
Brother,
So
hold
what,
on,
the
hold on, I'm about to
Trujillo
tell you.
footprints. What is your
Yeah,
best
yeah, yeah.
guess?
Yeah. So this is what I thought. Yeah, you want my best guess? My best guess is fucking Oreopithecus, dude. Because Oreopithecus is both geographically closer and geographically younger, and it's been proposed by several people to have bipedal, at least in a facultative sense, adaptations. That's who I would propose it is, not Greco-Pithecus. It's too far away.
I wouldn't argue with that. I would entertain that for
Oof.
sure, but it
Wait.
doesn't matter. It could.
Hold on, Eric. Back up then. You don't get to like dunk on me and say that I fell into your trap and that I'm a fucking idiot and all this stuff for saying that I don't think the Trujillo's prints belong to Greco-Pithecus when I think they belong to something like or actually Oreopithecus. So hopefully you're going to take that back.
One, you are not an idiot. You're about one of the most intelligent people
That's
I've
very
ever
kind.
met. And
What?
I watch every one of your
Hey,
episodes,
very
and I
kind.
am continually
That's very
amazed by your.
This is Erica Gutsick Gibbon. She's actually a PhD bioanthropologist that does this call-in show and usually fields the evolution and anthropology questions. It's pretty good. But this dude called in talking race realism and is trying to place a certain species in Europe instead of as coming from Africa. I believe she's a PhD student, or a PhD, but she could be a candidate. I don't know. Might would do it anyway, right after calling Joe's priest.
the love.
What you know about paleoanthropology. You're not quite as smart as I am on paleoanthropology,
All right,
but you're damn
all right,
sure
take
close.
Of course, no.
I will
I
run
gotta tell you,
circles around you.
That hearing that right after God, you liberals are so fucking stupid. I hate all you left. It's really fucking fun.
Okay.
You activated
Wait,
my
wait,
trap
wait,
card. You stupid
we hit
fucking
on
idiot.
something
You're
very
great at
important here.
anthropology.
Please,
I
guys.
love your videos.
Please, we just hit on something so important. And I don't disagree
No, I
that
don't
it could
call
be
on other shows during
Orionopithecus,
my
and it could be
streams.
That's
Anadoluvius.
not what she
I
said.
tend to- I tend to believe it's Greco-Pithecus, but you could be right on that. And Anadoluvius, we just learned about Anadoluvius a couple of years ago. So for all we know, it could be Anadoluvius as well. The point is, it is a Miocene ape from southern Europe. That's all that matters, who survived up to 6.1 million years ago.
But it
Right.
didn't,
So
bro.
so here's the problem with that though, because like if you want to propose a European origin for hominins, then you have to show the presence of a hominin in Europe post Miocene climatic optimum, which is once Europe, as I'm sure you're aware, that's when Europe becomes fairly inhospitable to most hominids because it simply gets too cold for them due to the temperate climate. So what we tend to see is this incredible glut of diversity of Miocene apes all throughout the late early, all of the middle, and then the early late Miocene. And then these guys start dropping like flies, and then all of a sudden we see this explosion in hominid and also hominin diversity within Africa. So my question for you is, if you want to propose that hominins actually have an origin outside of Africa, where is this hominin? And again, IN, not hominid, not African ape group specifically, or hominin, however we want to go with it, hominin. Post pan and split.
I would propose.
I'm dying to know what he proposes happened in 2010 that completely ruined everybody's understanding of anthropology. Oh, that had to be fun. Ghost hunter stuff is a lot better to call in about. But then when you do so next time, you got to be screaming like this dude is and refuse to ever stop screaming.
I would propose entirely separate origins. Kenyapithecus for the African lineage of what I don't like to call Africans Homo sapiens. You can say other words. I'm not sure that they've reached the level of Homo sapien status, but I would propose entirely separate origins. Europeans, Eurasians come from Greco-Pithecus, Antediluvius, and Orionopithecus. From the fact that we have those Trichillos footprints in 6.1 million years ago, and you made a.
There was a lady that used to do a show on the alternative rock station out here that I listened to, and she was talking about like she was going on and on about like there's going to be a polar shift and things in the world are going to happen. And I called in and I asked her how the shifting of the poles is going to affect lycanthropes, to which she immediately hung up on me. Shame.
A big mistake in saying 7 million years ago, right on this broadcast tonight, and I'm going to call you on this for years to come. The fact that we have those 6.1 million year old footprints in Trichillos confirms that we have separate origins for Eurasians from the African.
Can I ask a simple clarifying question without you having a fucking aneurysm? Is that, guys? I just want to know: do you believe in phrenology?
Do you believe in phrenology?
Yes, I do. I absolutely.
Are we sitting there with the calipers?
Hysterical, dude. That's great.
Okay, you're really, really hysterical, huh? Why don't you check the UK Daily Mail yesterday with the guy who did the machete?
Dude, you mean
the guy that did
famous
the machete
scientific journal UK Daily Mail? Of course.
Stop with the stupid jokes here. Look, I'm talking about the machete tax in West Midlands, the UK. Look at it; it's all over Twitter. You tell me that guy is a modern Homo sapien.
Oh man, you mean a person of color did an act of violence? Man, if only there was some sort of massive database.
You based human taxonomy on color? Skin color?
No, I don't.
That's your basis for human taxonomy?
Nope, and I've never said anything even close to that. If you were listening instead of yelling, you might have heard what I said. I said a person of color is doing an act of violence. It's good to know that there isn't this massive fucking disparity of.
I mean, honestly, they don't want to kick him out because like he's been popping off on his own thing and calling out Erica the whole time. Then started messaging Forrest at one point. So they've been waiting for this call to happen, and he crashes out more than they get into substance. But he just says wild things when he's crashing out. So, like, I let him ramble.
Like all these white male mass shooters here in the United States that we could compare.
Are you in favor of white genocide? You say you're elected.
Really
do you support white genocide? Yes or no?
I don't.
Do you support white genocide?
Whiteness supports white genocide. What do you mean?
But I'm betting it has something to do with Great Replacement
mass
Theory.
Immigration into that means mass immigration
it does have something to do with Great Replacement
and North
Theory.
America.
Absolutely, it does.
You're laughing. You think it's funny.
I think you're funny.
I'm about to fucking hang up on this. I asked you a simple question. Do you support white genocide? Yes or no?
And a minute ago, I asked you a simple question. You lost your fucking mind and threatened to hang up on us and called us stupid liberals and all sorts of stuff. I'm laughing because you're being funny. You're having a fucking aneurysm and a temper tantrum because I'm asking you basic clarifying questions. All right. See you later, girly pop. What a fucking
And then he ran
child.
away.
God damn, dude. Literally.
He went from your entire worldview was destroyed in 2010 to haha, you've activated my trap card, and then was wrong, got corrected with a better answer for what he assumed the footprints came from which you can't really necessarily tell what made the footprints. You just know that there was some sort of ape there at the time. It's very difficult to know which ape. Like you could tell whether it's bipedal, maybe, but Erica was pretty honest about that, and then stated like a much more apt candidate for what that ape could have been. Then proceeds to crash out about phrenology, and then proposes white replacement theory. Well, Jenny, how'd your bingo card go?
He said he could not physically stop screaming, and then when you answered his question with data, you've activated my trap card.
Wait, hold on.
Killed me.
That's the thing, Zephyr. He would propose he wouldn't give any sources. He would name a source, like he'd say, Daily Mail or whatever for the machete stuff, but for anything that he was claiming, he proposed no paper or any like peer-reviewed anything showing like where he's getting this information or inference from. He's just stating it like it's true and just says it's everywhere, it's on my website.
Hold on, what is it? It's the hold on. You
oh man,
for a minute while I'm finding this.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I mean, myopic. He started off saying that he's a race realist and he doesn't believe that black people are homo. Well, he got to the black people aren't homo sapiens like toward the end of it. Like, wow. Well, he cited a Polish guy, but didn't know what the guy's name was, and that wasn't even who Erica was talking about. But I guess they could have figured that out, but it wasn't even necessary. Yeah, you're good. What's good, Razor?
That the jokes write themselves, y'all. I complete. I encourage anybody. I'm going to make sure that is clipped and posted as his own standalone video so that everybody can see all of that, and nobody can say that we fucking ran from his arguments or we weren't able to handle his fucking superior into no. Literally, all I did was ask. I think I asked him 3 questions in the whole call. And all Erica did was respond to the claims he was making with things that she is very well versed in. And he literally pissed his pants for, what was that, 30 fucking minutes it felt like?
Well, so
what happened?
So I honestly, a couple of things. One, I really wanted to get him back on this whole idea that, again, he thinks he's like activated the trap card on me. But what did I say that contradicted anything that he said? He's saying when do you think the first hominin lived? I said probably about 7 million years ago. And then he's like, boom, tracheos prints outside of Africa. They're these supposedly bipedal footprints. It's like, I don't disagree with that. We have bipedal adaptations in Miocene apes.
This is a good call.
If you really want to push it, like
after all the evolution talk we've been having and what's probably also masked race realism, it's good to see an expert be able to go directly to whatever claims are being made and have the backing to be able to explain it in a way that's digestible.
10 million years old. That does not mean that they were practicing the same type of bipedalism as hominins are, which is something that I was very clear about in the conversation. So
good for you, Razor.
I don't think he heard.
Didn't even shoot it my way.
He heard you clarifying that. He was too busy being really upset about liberals.
I mean, he is going to parade this for years to come, which is annoying to me because then he'll be in my comment section bringing it up and not appreciating that I've been very clear on this clarification several times, I think. More importantly, I just wanted to get through that because I have been dying to have a conversation with Eric Dondero for so long about the genetics supporting the unity of Homo sapiens because he spent all that time talking about to end, like, Eric, I hope you're still listening because
He is. He absolutely is.
Kenyapithecus as a last common ancestor for Africans is insane. The amount of convergent evolution that you would have to have for Kenyapithecus versus Gracopithecus or whatever Miocene ape you want to point to as the exclusive Asian European clades over here would be ungodly, the likes of which we have never seen before. Not to
Right.
mention, where's the reproductive isolation? We have reproductive isolation with chimpanzees, at least for all intents and purposes, as far as we can tell. Now, that might not be the case with something like in vitro fertilization. I think unfortunately, it's
It almost
probably
certainly is
possible.
because of chromosomal differences, but like
You could maybe tinker with it. I don't know. Like, set that aside. There are equids that can hybridize, if memory serves, that have different chromosome numbers. Like, you might be able to make it work, but like, God, let's not do that. That divergence is more recent than when Kenyapithecus lived and then when Gracopithecus lived. So what you're saying is that we've achieved reproductive isolation with something that split after that, but not something that we split from before, which I can't think of an example of that in nature ever happening.
No
Setting
common
all of
ancestors,
that aside,
folks. No common
the nested
ancestors.
hierarchies that we get from all of humans, whether you're looking at how they nest phylogenetically, whether you're looking at linkage disequilibrium, whether you're looking at
I'm
homozygosity
not
in
gonna
general,
find this. This
all of
sucks.
that points to an enormous single clade that contains all of Homo sapiens, period. Full stop. And, mind you, has us as a single unified group as separate, genetic diversity wise, from Neanderthals. So, like, I've been dying to ask that guy this question because he's been going on and on and on about these subspecies, and I don't think he's adequately addressed that. And finally, Forrest, you're laughing? People of color are committing crimes, and you're laughing.
Let's see what Zephyr is up to. What's good, Z?
Yo, what's up? Hang on,
Sure.
let me pause your stream.
Yeah, I'm paused right now.
I have a little bit of criticism on.
Erica or
Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, it looks like either I'm lagging or maybe you're lagging on my end or whatever.
I don't know.
So yeah, I have a little bit of a criticism of Erica's or Dr. Erica's sort of or summary of the conversation when she says like the amount of things you would have, amount of convergent evolutions you would have to get from Kinneopithecus to Homo sapiens or things like that, which is like, okay, well, I understand that she is backed up with science, but she is also presupposing that his understanding of evolution is the same as your understanding of evolution. To be able to make that particular criticism, you would need to understand his entire sort of taxonomy of the hominids and hominins.
Well, you already know his is flawed because he's already stating that the particular species were in places that they weren't to begin with in order to try to differentiate like literally races because he believes races are real and not a social construct. So there's already going to be some divergence which goes against the science, but then this individual says he believes in science and he's trying to call out somebody that he believes is wrong. So you kind of already know where that's going to end up.
Right. Well, I think the primary criticism based on this conversation, like I don't know, I have not been to his website. I don't know what him and like the messages he has exchanged with the two. My primary criticism just on this conversation would be that he thinks that those footprints belong to this hominin called Gregolopithecus, which seems to contradict the scientific consensus, or there is no scientific consensus yet. Like after that, jumping to saying that, well, he believes that these are things which he may have on his website, but then, like, does he have an alternative sort of history of Homo sapiens that is cohesive in itself?
Well, he's making certain jumps to say that things that were around 6 million years ago were around 4 million years ago, kind of thing. So there's like no trace of this particular species past 6 million years ago, but he's saying they found footprints of it 2,000 years after that, or 2 million years after that, to which she's saying isn't the case, and he's using a set of footprints that they found as the proof that this
No,
particular species was there. And she's saying
that's
that's not
fine.
even a candidate to be there. Maybe there's one person that has proposed this that you've heard and you're agreeing with it, but it's just not the case. Yeah, might
That's
have
fine. And
working
if
within a
the
flawed
criticism
system.
stop,
Might have saying working within a flawed system of evolution that presupposes genealogical isolation even after migration, but not prior, is illogical because you need to prove that there existed that species in a native place prior to its migration, and that is isolated, both of which are impossible, basically.
here's the gap that I'm bringing up is that I agree. If the criticism is about, well, you're saying that these footprints belong to the species that could not have possibly existed, fair. If that's where the criticism stops, and what I think is happening is that they're taking parts of his theories or hypotheses and part of evolutionary theory and saying like these are incompatible, versus like yes, they are incompatible, but why are you only picking part of his theory? Are you saying that he is including parts of evolutionary theory in his theory, or is there an alternative, complete evolutionary tree for Homo sapiens for him that is cohesive in and of itself? In which case, I would say just picking part of it and trying to fit it into the scientific theory or based on scientific consensus, and saying that, oh, these two are incompatible. Yeah, obviously they're incompatible. You have to take his whole theory and compare it to your whole theory, not part of A and part of B and then try and fit it together.
I mean, you could, but this is again more of an anthropological problem of where a species would have been and when it would have been there. So like we didn't even get down to like how things evolved or whatever. He's just saying that this particular species was isolated to this. It couldn't have been anything but this, and that's where he was planting his tent poles. And she's
Right.
just like, no.
Yeah, I'm okay with that criticism. I would say that if he's planting his flag there, and you or Erica and people are criticizing that, I'm like, that's perfectly fair because he's clearly on that one factual thing, he's just wrong.
Yeah.
But
well,
then
it's not even that he's necessarily wrong. It's that he has no reason to make that a candidate for the answer. He just put it there. Whereas she put something like she said, I don't know what they could be. But if I was going to guess, my bet, because he's like, if I'm going to pin you down to a guess. And so she's like, okay, well, this is what my guess is. And it makes more sense than anything you're proposing. So both of them didn't have an answer for it, but he's saying his answer is correct.
No, he had an answer, but his answer is just wrong based on other findings.
Well, he had an answer. She had a guess. He was stating it confidently, not as a guess, but I know it was this particular thing, which is wild when literally nobody knows.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I just had like when they started criticizing the other stuff, like the Keniolithicus or however it's pronounced, and I'm like, no, that wasn't even brought up in the conversation. Why are you mentioning that? So I would just guess that they were talking something on his website.
Probably. I'm pretty sure she was already like well aware of this dude beforehand. And there have been exchanges in the background. I don't know exactly what they were either.
Right.
But with what
that's the only thing that's
here
is like, a little confusing.
It was pretty bad. And like to even try to understand like what his methodology is, like where he's getting his information, he's just going to start screaming and he's going to not give you any sources for what he's screaming about. He's just going to say it's everywhere. Are you stupid?
Dude, his sources... read the Daily Mail UK and it was all over Twitter.
Yeah, it's like such a wild conversation. And he came in so hot and confident about it, but immediately as soon as like she gave him adequate pushback on it and gave a more reasonable answer, he chilled the fuck out and was like, oh, I don't think you're stupid. I think you're one of the smartest people aside from myself. But what you just got wrecked. So
you know what? To be like, I know he came in hot and like sounded like an R word, but when he said things like "your entire world got destroyed in 2010," a lot of scientists talk like that to each other. So it is funny when it's coming from a non-scientist, but actually, scientists do like poke fun at each other and are like, "Yeah, our entire worldview got destroyed in 2015 when we found this black hole in this galaxy,"
And like, I'm not even gonna
and then
front.
they laugh about it.
I think the dude's reasonably smart. Like he clearly has an understanding of anthropology. He just
Dude, he
has
believes in
some.
phrenology. How?
I'm not gonna get into that. That's because so like that's the problem with like he has all this good information, but he has a bad presupposition. And the presupposition is races are real and some races are inferior to other races. And when that
I agree with
is
everything. Like,
go ahead.
I agree with everything. I just yeah, like we've dealt with people who are smart with bad presuppositions. Like Andrew Wilson, like obvious answer is like, yeah, if you remove the presuppositional stuff, he's good at rhetoric and is clearly intelligent. But really, how much do you value that stuff?
What's dude's name from Wix server? The one that everybody gets
What?
really pissed off about?
Metra?
Yeah, Metro. Exactly like that. Like he can be very intelligent about like literally anything else and be very reasonable, but when it comes down to a certain topic, he's going to make you lose your mind. I finally found the clip. I want to play the clip. This is what this dude reminds me
Another
of.
person was shot by law enforcement. What they look like? Yummy. Hang on. Before we jump to conclusions about the officer, we need to figure out the victim's entire criminal history. I need to know exactly how discriminatory I can be in this situation. Crisco, Jello, Mold, 10-gauge, Cabela's. Now, before the fella got justiced, had he ever consumed any kind of illicit substance at any point in his life? He smoked a joint once 15 years ago. Well, that officer obviously had no choice. I heard a couple weeks back the victim saw a movie with some guns in it. The officer obviously had no choice. You saw the same video I did. The man was wearing a shirt.
I'm gonna drop out.
Team logo in an aggressive font.
Lagging a little bit while I'm in
officer
DC.
obviously
So
had no
hopefully,
choice. You apply any kind of critical thinking to it, you realize it's a man's own fault. Everybody knows if you act, move, talk, eat, breathe, or exist around a police officer, they have the legal right to shoot you until biological expiration. Now, look, of course, I don't support violence of any kind. But let's be fair here. The man got a couple parking tickets 28 years ago. Not exactly a saint. Yeah, I heard the guy once sneezed during a wedding. He had a Swiss Army knife in his car parked 5 blocks away. It's one of those little ones you get down there at the Walgreens. Can you imagine the kind of damage he could have done if he could have gotten a hold of it? What, you think it's easy out there for them police? Well, I'm going to tell you something, Buster. They're out there on them streets every single day, terrified for their lives, scared like little children, shaking in their boots even. And all they have to defend themselves with is a 9mm automatic handgun with a high-capacity magazine, 2 reloads, a backup firearm, an extremely large nightstick, or a collapsible metal baton, or both, a taser, pepper spray, and extensive hand-to-hand combat training. Might as well be naked. Liver and onions and lube is served on a butcher knife. Hey, you watch it. I believe in the Second Amendment, but only for Americans that look, talk, and sound exactly like me. None of them kombucha-sucking, baby-drinking liberals.
Yeah, that's what this dude reminded me of. I just could hear him shaking his jaws every time he said liberals. What is Meta saying? You also can't prove it because the fact their footprints are still up for debate. The suspected footprints in question predate the migration and the establishment of the species he's claiming. Exactly. He's trying to argue that both species, he states, the prints could be from migrated to their new location, but we're so isolated genealogically. But the problem is there's no record of the species in the native land he claims they migrated from at the time. Exactly. I mean, they got to lick the boot, man. Got to kiss it, lick it. They're all about the boot. All right, palate cleanser time.
In the world.
Yeah, this needs to be banned.
You see, Chinese people and Indian people have a few things in common. Tiger parents, a love for bold flavors, and our pride in eating spicy food. So, you think this be easy, but today we're gonna put that to the ultimate test. We have a full lineup of instant noodles ranked from mild,
a little bit of a kick? Yeah, very little,
to absolute insanity.
Holy.
But first, let's see how confident the chef really is.
They really love the boot.
Okay, hey, what is up, guys? We are back with a familiar face. I'm Ashish Sethi. I'm a chef, and we have a bunch of family restaurants. We're Indian restaurants, South Asian restaurants. In particular, my family's from Punjab. That's where we really kind of focus on. And we're here to eat some spicy food.
Spicy food.
Yeah, I'm terrified. Today, I'm terrified.
What's your experience eating spicy food?
I don't eat a lot of spicy food. Honestly, I don't. What I'm scared of usually is like the red chili powder, and I think that's what you brought today.
Oh no!
I don't do as
Zephyr,
well with that stuff.
America has made your people weak.
I'll be honest.
Today,
Boy's a Canadian.
I brought you some instant noodles. I try to source some of the spiciest instant noodles I could get my hands on. So we're gonna go from least spicy and make our way to the spiciest.
Okay.
Are you excited?
Not really, but we're here.
So first thing we have
Get your
is
ass
the
back in
famous
here.
Indonesian Indomie.
Okay. Indomie, that's
It smells amazing. It's a dry instant noodle, and this is what it looks like for 99 cents. You know, you cannot go wrong with these little packets. But this is delicious. This is like 1,500 Scoville units.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds high.
It does sound a little bit high, right?
Is that like not high?
I don't think that's really high.
It smells fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. Straight chili is much worse than spicy food. All right, you can have spicy food of higher Scoville level, but if you have a straight chili, even of a slightly lower Scoville level, that will fuck you up worse.
Yeah, but these are noodles.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, when he says that he's afraid of red chili and red chili powder, that is what he means.
So you think he's gonna be able to handle this?
Noodles, yeah. Noodles gonna be fine.
Appreciate the sub. I don't know. Let's see. I wasn't paying attention to my YouTube chat, and apparently there's people talking in there. Cool. I need to learn how to merge the two. Circa said he would help me out with it later. But I will get around to it because it'll just make things a lot easier. So let's see if America, or Canada, even worse, has made this man soft.
Yep.
A little bit of a kick?
Yeah, very little. Yeah.
Very, very little. But this is nothing.
No.
This is not really spicy.
This is like when people say Indian food is
What you
quote-unquote
liberals call spicy food
Honestly,
ain't
this
shit
is
to
like
me. I
the
wake up in the
max,
morning,
really
use
our
ghost
kind of
pepper eye
normal
drops
spice.
before eating
At
a
least
bowl
where
of
I'm from, we don't
Carolina
like
Reaper
things
seeds.
a bit too overly
And the
spicy,
milk is replaced
so
with
I
nails
love
to
it.
give it the dish
Let's do
grit.
this like, let's see how we're gonna grade these. Let's do it by like chili pepper. What would you like give this?
You know, I'm pretty simple in terms of my rankings, so I'm just gonna say this is that's a 1.0.
I would give this a 0.5 actually.
Yeah,
I don't think this is just, for me at least, is like the perfect amount of spice. You can kind of feel the kick.
Yeah.
And the tanginess. But yeah, this is a delicious for an instant noodle, but I wouldn't say this is spicy at all. You know, the funny thing is, like, in Chinese culture.
All right, the offer is open, Rabbit. If you and Mida want to jump in here and argue about this thing for another hour and a half, I got the time.
Why are they eating fucking ramen noodles in this posh restaurant?
For ambiance.
Why are they eating his food?
You see that vase behind them? Like, where else are you gonna get ambiance like this? Fucking Zero Scoville. Stop trying to monetize me. Friends monetize friends. I'd expect you to do the same.
Sure. We also don't eat everything.
I promise
spicy.
not to donate
But
any
I
bits
heard
while
the reasons why
you're
they
debating.
actually eat a lot of the spicy food just to get a humidity out of their body. And in
That's a
Eastern medicine,
Szechuan
for some reason,
soup spot. That is
humidity in your
amazing.
body is the cause of like 99% of all the problems.
It's funny, we've kind of learned something similar in our culture where it's like we've been told like if it's really, really hot to eat spicier food, which never really made sense to me, but like I think it's kind of like you eat spicy food, I guess, to get the sweat out.
Right,
you know?
right.
So it's interesting.
Yeah, and we also
Get
have
the
like,
sweat
you
out.
know, when we eat spicy food, we have specific drinks that you would drink. Like you're not going to drink hot tea eating like spicy hot pot, right? Like a cold tea kind of just helps you settle it in, settle down. But what do you guys usually like drink with something that's super spicy?
We have this lemon drink, like kind of like a lemon soda, and they actually put a bit of salt into this lemonade. So that's something you usually have with spicy food.
Yeah. All right, we're done first round. We're gonna.
Zephyr, what would you usually drink with spicy food?
Hmm. Normally, I would just have like water. I would avoid soda if the food is really spicy. Uh, but yeah, like any kind of iced coffee or ice cream or something like that. I know ice cream isn't technically a beverage, but melted ice cream, milkshake.
Tall glass of fire as a refreshment. I would have thought he would have said like a lassi. Like, is that like same
Sure,
region?
it's a dairy based beverage.
But I guess the lemon drink, I've never seen the lemon drink in a restaurant before, so that might be the actual answer.
We're gonna go to the second round. We are
The
now
lemon
working
drink.
with the 2000
It's weird because
2700 Scoville range. So this is
spicy
part of
food
the
is
easy
usually
round, and
acidic. So I can understand if you want to lower the pH overall, but you won't get it won't neutralize it.
I wouldn't think so, but you know. We're gonna see if he can get through this challenge. Like, I think he tops out after 4. If he gets to 5,
Indian guy tops out of 4.
That's what I'm guessing. Like right here, I'm gonna say he's not built for this.
Recognize this?
I do. I've seen this round. Yeah.
To me, this is like the best.
Okay.
I would say. In terms of instant noodle, if I'm just craving something, it will always be Shin Ramen.
Jamaican curry is bomb.
Korean.
Korean. Okay.
Okay, let's give this a shot. A little.
That's exactly what I got when I went to when I went to Florida the last time, which I can't stand going to Florida, but I'm gonna get some good food. So I went and got a Cubano, and then I got some Jamaican goat curry because it's banging.
A bit of soup and see if this is any spicier than the first one.
I've seen Nongshim ramen in grocery stores.
You could definitely like feel the spice on this a little more.
It's fine. It's not particularly.
How are you feeling on
Yeah,
this
I mean, it's a little spicy, but not
that
particularly
much
spicy.
more.
I don't think.
I would say spicier than the last one.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if I gave the last
Jeez,
one,
man.
I'm wishing I gave it 0.5 like you did, but yeah, I would say like 1.5.
How about the taste wise?
I have the Shin Black. It's really not that spicy, but it has a bit of a kick. And then I would say like after that, the Bulldog probably be the next spiciest, and then there's just like sky's the limit after that. Got jerked down.
Bulldog is probably the most easily available spicy noodle, but it's not particularly spicy for me. If someone finds Bulldog spicy enough that like they're huffing and puffing and like sweating balls after that, then I'm like, yeah, you're not built for it, man.
Yeah, I've seen people like that, and they are not built for it. But let's see how far this man gets.
That's great. Yeah. This seems to be like more like red chili, maybe a bit of like pork or something,
Right.
like.
Okay, we're done round number 2. I mean, this is only it for the easy rounds. I feel like this is super easy. Like you said, I also give this a 1.
Yeah.
This
Also,
is
imagine the amount of
X1.
sodium you're consuming
Okay,
just doing this taste test.
We're switching things up here.
It like looks redder.
So this is the Bulldog.
Cars are gonna be going
This is called the
600 beats a minute.
Bulldog Carbonara, which I have no idea why this is called. This looks nothing like carbonara.
Dude, I have been deceived by that packet
Oh really?
many times.
Because it comes in pink, right?
It comes in pink. They're like, it's carbonara, it's cheese. So you're like, it's gonna be
Carbonara
mild,
Bulldog.
right?
That's pretty
Dude,
good.
the first
actually,
time I
flavor
made this,
wise.
I put the whole packet in, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
too
not
much
bad.
for me. So I'm terrified.
There's nothing spicy about this except for maybe the flames here.
Good. It looks
Like it looks so happy.
that cute figurine.
Yeah, it has little hearts on here, and then it's just like, oh, this could taste great,
I think
but
it's for kids.
yeah, this is not at all. Like this looks really good, but
Again, deceiving.
yeah.
I'm gonna go for a smaller bite. I'm gonna regret it. Oh, for the gram.
Yeah, it just kind of jumps, right? And this is the
Yeah.
red pepper you're talking about that you feel?
I don't
Because
think
it's
he was ready.
distinctly different.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a lot of things here. Whoa. But it's good. It's tasty. You want more.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want more. I think whatever cheese blend they have in here helps a little bit.
It's that whole pain thing, right? We're
Yeah.
saying some people crave the pain. They make you crave it a little.
Was this as bad as you remembered it to be?
No.
Let me see the Scoville units for this bad boy here. We're talking about
3,000?
this is 100 Scoville units less than the last one.
Interesting.
Okay, it feels spicier, but
Not
apparently
even
it's
that
100
spicy.
Scoville units less.
Maybe the cheese
Yeah,
cuts Scoville units down? I doubt it, but maybe.
I find like drier chilies, drier noodles, you tend to like taste it a little more.
It's funny you say that. When
Scoville
I
is a very
noodle,
flawed metric.
Oh, really?
Like I guess it's objective in the sense that you're calculating the pH of the acid that's providing the spice, but there's so many variables that go into it to actually like the feeling of spice.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like not all peppers are built the same. They're not all going to be spicy in the same way. Some creep differently than others. Those peppers will creep on you. They'll like be fine for the first couple bites, then all of a sudden it kicks in.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I'm gonna give this like what? I want to say 2.5 or 3. Like it's up there.
Yeah, I would say like 2.5. I don't know what is to come if this is like the third one.
How many more you have?
We have 4 more. Okay.
He asked that question.
Okay,
this is getting
He's
there.
scared.
And I'm gonna give this a 2.5.
Yeah, and also lingers on your tongue a little bit, you know. But yeah, I think
Nope,
this is
I've
a
never
solid
had
2.5.
Ukrainian or
I
Russian
don't know what
food.
is to
Not
come,
even borscht.
But deceiving package, man. This is hella deceiving as a package.
This is carbonara. This is nothing.
I guess
but
it's
carbonara.
boiled
Let's see
meat
what's next. Oh, moving
no
on to a
idea.
soup noodle. Doesn't look bad at all. Wow.
Nice.
We
have a
take this
Chinese
goose,
This noodle
we
like
put it
smells
in the
nice.
water, and we
give this a
boil the
taste.
water.
Ooh.
We take pig. We put it in water. We let it soak. We don't kill pig. Then we take the goat. We dunk it in the water. Pretty much along
We
that
put
line.
the goat inside the pig.
Beef stroganoff. I might have had stroganoff. I don't remember. Can't say I've had a pierogi. Definitely not a cabbage roll. I've had sausage, but I don't think it was Russian sausage. I think I've had like a stroganoff TV dinner or something like that at some point.
Look at this.
It like looks mild.
I thought beef
That's
stroganoff
crazy
was
to
like
say.
Polish, German type shit, but I'm
So
surprised
did I,
it's Russian.
but fair enough. It's always a guy in a field cooking meat on a rock with a same dude with the really big knife that cuts everything.
Yeah, I get what you mean. This is a completely different.
What did I
taste
do,
of
Jenny?
spice.
What did I
But you know
do?
what? It's like my favorite one I've had today, and it's one I've never had before.
You can see some dried chili flakes.
We don't
in
have
there
a strong
they
Russian
haven't
presence here in
preserved
California.
a bit.
No, I really thank you for introducing me to this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good.
How would you describe this spice flavor as compared to the other ones?
It might be the lowest we've had.
Oh yeah.
I haven't
I
had
think so. I
Kong
think
Shi
it's like
food.
a little bit
Never
less than
heard
the
of it
first one we
myself.
had, but to me this is 0.5.
But what makes it stand out to you? You said like this is the best one that you had of the.
Right away, it's definitely the aroma. I knew it smelled spices. I could smell a bit of cumin, touch of that.
I will
cinnamon.
criticize a
Yeah.
bit about the
Yeah.
video. It's like it's such a repetitive formula. You just have some noodles, you eat it, you're like, would you have it again? What spicy rating would you give it? And then you move on and do the same thing 10 times.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for the freak out. Eventually, something's gonna hit, and when it hits, I want to see him lose it. I'm guessing this dude runs like a kitchen or something because he's got like branded clothing on.
Yeah, he's a chef. They introduced him as a chef of one of the restaurants. One restaurant. I guess this is the restaurant where they're shooting at as well. It's his restaurant, I would say.
I mean, I can accept that, Jenny. I'm not opposed to that idea in any way, shape, or form. Not necessarily rich, but at least well off to take a week off and go somewhere. No more staycations. Boil what? Fry what? Are we talking about the pig or the goat?
Immediately, I smelled like Szechuan peppercorn, like especially
Szechuan
for like
peppercorn is
a
bomb.
packaged noodle. It smells complex. It smells good, and that's the first thing that hit me.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of how it looked. It almost looks more like restaurant-y, like, you know, a little bit less instant-y. Those are two things that stuck out to me. And then finally the taste.
Yeah.
It tastes really good, well-rounded. I want to have more of it.
I feel like spice here is like more of a compliment. It's not like the main event, whereas the other ones is like that's the main event, right? Yeah, I agree. Everything you said, I think I give this like a 1, maybe 1.5.
That's why I like the Szechuan peppercorns. Like, if you can find a place that makes good don don noodles, like the numbing thing is kind of addictive.
I would say I'd give this a 0.5
Wow,
for
that's the lowest.
spice, but 10 out of 10 for taste.
Yeah,
For sure.
it is really good. I've also noticed like in a lot of Indian food, there's not a lot of use of noodles. per se.
Yeah. There are like some,
See, this is where it's repetitive.
Noodles.
Like,
So we have like
they
a
need to get
sippy
on to the
noodle.
next one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do, and it's like a bit of like a thicker noodle, not so thick. We also have like this kind of unofficial cuisine, Hakka cuisine, which is basically Indian style Chinese food.
Yes.
How ancient and like where that comes from, honestly, I don't know. So I don't know if it's like fully Indian or if it's
Where does it come from? Is gotta be because y'all share a border and probably share recipes and mix and match. Like, is he being serious, Zephyr? Am I pulling you in, Maida, or are you chilling?
Mixing and matching stuff is amazing. Like you add spices from one ramen, you take the noodle from another ramen.
Yeah, that's why we have ramen that comes from Korea, Japan, and China. That's all different. But like, he's acting like he doesn't understand where like Indian Chinese fusion came from.
Yes, so that is a little bit of a mystery. The best guess is that some Indians like just tried to imagine what Chinese food would taste like and made something up and like sold it as Chinese food, and then eventually just became its own fusion cuisine.
Welcome in, Maida.
It does not taste anything like Chinese food, by the way.
I would assume it uses different spice mixtures, right?
I would assume.
It's very Indian. It's like trying to make Chinese food using Indian spices, which does not taste Chinese at all.
But looks Chinese. Yeah, I just don't see why this guy is mystified with where this type of food comes from and how it came to be. It's like wondering why we have like Mexicali food, like, huh? Or Tex-Mex.
I mean, Tex-Mex, I feel like kind of explains itself, right?
Yeah, it's basically what this is, but it's the Indian Chinese version of it. I mean, they call it something less on the nose, but still. All right, let's see if he gets to something spicy.
just like over the years, we got exposed to Chinese culture and then kind of implemented into our own culture. As we know from our first video, we definitely have a lot of dumplings. Like we have
Armenian restaurant in LA with $38 sandwich.
But
no, thank you.
It's creeped into India and it's part of our culture now.
Nice.
Yeah.
I noticed you guys have mainly just rice and naan. Those are kind of like the main carbs that you guys choose to eat, right?
Where I'm from is Punjab, and we have a lot of different types of breads and a few different types of rice. But you're right, that is mainly our type of carb that we have.
Where I'm from in China actually is primarily noodles. So it is my carb of choice.
Where are you from?
Xi'an. So part of the north. Southern cuisine is a lot of rice due to resources, but in the north.
But why does everybody keep saying
I
naan?
would say that I think noodles is like
Naan is not
final meal
a staple in India. It's Persian in origin, number one. Number two, it's not like a main staple in India. It's rice, and then we have breads, but not naan. We have rotis. Rotis are the primary like bread of India.
So are you calling this man out? Is he a fraud?
Yeah, like I won't call him a fraud, but like, why is he concurring with this white-looking Asian dude? Educate
Joe
him.
Lewis. That's a rough effort.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. You're getting culturally colonized in real time.
I didn't see Zephyr pulling the Joe Lewis.
Is he a white-looking Asian dude or an Asian-looking white dude?
He just looks Chinese to me. I'm sorry.
He's dressed backwards cap, dude. They're definitely going for a white dude look.
I don't know. A lot of people in China dress like that on their free time.
With a backwards cap?
Maybe not the backwards cap. They wear the cap forward.
That's the white dude part I'm mainly getting at.
Back to the video.
Oh, yeah?
Any day is noodles.
Really? I mean, you've grown up eating rice, though.
I guess
so...
you want what you can't have, right? So
Really?
I mean, yeah, noodles. Maybe because like we grew up in Scarborough, so like didn't have all the resources available to us. So I think I ate a lot of cup of noodles as a kid. This kind of same thing.
Scoville units, we're talking about 3,000 Scoville units.
What? I don't trust the scale now.
Okay, now we're in the hard round. Oh my goodness. Okay, I know. I think I know what this is. I know what this is. This is the
more bulldog.
Okay, here now.
Did you notice what they did?
What? Okay, it's water
for this course.
Okay.
They brought water.
Can we actually try one of those drinks that you were talking about? The lemonade. What is it called?
We just call it Indian lemonade, nimbu pani. It's called literally. That's where it's translated to. That means like lemon water. So yeah.
So this is a bulldog.
Okay, I have a question about the units they're using. Because what's a jalapeno on Scoville scale?
Jalapeno, it's like 2,500 to 4,000.
Yeah, so they're eating ramen at 3,000. So they're basically having ramen that's as spicy as jalapenos.
Yeah, roughly.
They've only gone up to like 3,300. I think that was the last one I saw.
I'm gonna be real though. I eat bulldog pretty frequently, and like even the 3K bulldog, it like has a spice to it that feels like it's about twice as hot as like a 3K jalapeno. I can eat a 3K jalapeno and feel nothing. When I eat bulldog, I feel something.
It's not just about the amount of like the Scoville scale. I think uses some formula for acids to determine the value, right? So it's not just about the amount of acids; it's about the delivery, the enzymes, and all that stuff as well. So the same Scoville delivered in different with different spices or in different forms can affect you differently, but it should not feel that hot. Like 3,000 is not hot at all.
Well,
it's like getting there.
I'm looking at the scale now, and jalapenos range from 2,500 to 8,000, which is a pretty wide range.
I've never heard of anything above 4K for a jalapeno.
I wouldn't expect it, but maybe they're making special jalapenos out there. I don't know. Then the next would be the wax pepper, then Tabasco sauce habanero, which all are like between the 5,000 and 8,000 range. And then it starts
like
getting hotter at cayenne peppers when you get to like some heft.
Because like I was under the impression it was just like they measured the capsaicin in them, right? Like not necessarily the like acids in them.
Yeah, I forget how they exactly measure it, but it's essentially based on like a chemical formula and not it doesn't account for the other stuff like around it. It basically looks at one factor.
Yeah, it's
whiskey's
a
in here too, right?
concentration of capsaicin. That's purely what it is. So like it doesn't necessarily measure like the acids that go along with it and like the other compounds, because like you can have different things that exacerbate the.
He's known for using an organoleptic test, whatever the hell that is. The Scoville organoleptic test is a subjective assessment derived from the capsaicinoid sensitivity by people experienced with eating hot chilies. That's a very subjective scale.
Yeah.
Apparently, the heat in chilies comes from the placenta of the seeds. No, placenta and the seeds. So we've been eating chili placenta this whole time.
Yeah, it says that there's another compound that I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I just put it in the chat. But yeah, this is also like a common compound that exacerbates or like multiplies heat.
Allyl isothiocyanate.
Yeah, that.
Oh, you got to get your wisdom teeth taken out, Bisky? That sucks. It's not that bad, though. Was this political streamer? Okay, I don't even understand that. Eating peppers is abortion. I know it.
Eating peppers is abortion.
Didn't have
you didn't hear the placenta part?
I did, but I mean, it's a small price to pay. Necessary evil, if you ask me.
We're all having balut, essentially.
Ooh.
All right, I don't know about that.
Plant balut.
That's a step too far. No, it's not vegan balut. Cut that out.
Well, plant seeds are technically just like the egg of a plant, or the egg of a plant in some plants. So you're just eating plant eggs, but like you don't view them that way because they're like different. They're like biologically built different.
I don't understand the message. I'm very confused by the message. There's a political streamer you stopped talking to last year, and you just messaged him, and yeah, he was pretty nice. I don't get what that means.
We need the names, and we need to know why you stopped watching to make it interesting.
And why you think he's nice, and like, if you stopped watching a year ago. Anyway.
I can't go like, oh, I met a guy once, and yeah. That cannot be a story.
He was cool.
Yeah,
you know
that's
not tired.
It would be like if you walked into a room with 3 people and someone said, "All right, this is."
That took me a second, Mike. I hate you. I was typing something as I was expecting you to finish a sentence. I'm like, oh, that was the end of the sentence. Fuck me. All right, let's watch this man lose his shit.
They're not screwing around.
It can change your face to a degree.
Yeah, this one is just looks more spicy.
This is infamously spicy, right?
Yeah, I think like as we get to the
spicy,
round, just to get an appreciation for the spice, let's like try to finish at least 30% of what's in the bowl. And I'll go with you.
I don't think this man needs his sodium intake to be this high today, or any day for that matter. This is not something normal people should be doing.
I'm hoping they're only having like 1 spoonful for each ramen and then moving on.
I mean, for the bulldog, they've eaten more than out of any other noodle, but like he's saying, eat 30% of the bowl in this case. Like that's a substantial amount of dried ramen.
If you're gonna die, then dying of sodium is a good way, I guess.
Oh, some context. There we go. He was a MAGA streamer, and I stopped talking to him because we had an argument on Charlie Kirk. So, yeah.
I bet you I could guess who it is in 3 guesses or less.
I'd be willing to bet that. It's called Broke, Toby.
All right.
Okay, we gotta
now
mix.
It's the real challenge.
Yeah. We gotta mix underneath though.
Also, you don't have to be broke to eat bulldog. I'm not broke, and I love bulldog. That's just fire.
Well, doing it in general usually comes from being broke at one point, and then you just continue eating it.
No. What happens is if you're broke, you buy Maruchan. You don't buy bulldog.
Oh, that's also true. Wait, we can't guess or we won't guess? It's probably someone no one knows. Mida?
Huh?
First guess?
Oh, pentuple.
Pentuple. Is it pentuple, Bisky?
Wait, the pentuple is not horseradish Horseradish's community, is he?
I don't know.
Yeah, he is.
I hope not. Fuck.
But if it's pentuple, my belief about Bisky's taste in men is being proven.
I got it right. Now you have no guesses. Got it first try.
And he said 3 guesses, so if you got it in 1, that's... I think you have to send bits now.
We're having a nice time.
Yo, I know this. I know this all too well. They try to throw you off with a little seaweed in the top, a little sesame as garnish.
All right, let's go.
Cheers.
There's only one way to do this, and that's speed.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta eat it all before
yeah.
the spice hits you.
Yeah.
Grand Design.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's happening again?
They're dying to Bulldog.
We're getting visuals.
Yeah.
It's the same room.
Everywhere burns. Immediately, it's not just in the mouth; it's in the throat. Ooh. And then now it's gonna hit in the stomach. Oh wow. Okay. Compare the carbonara. This is way spicier.
Oh, this hurts.
Okay, thank you.
Oh my god, he's going for more.
This is your famous lemonade drink. We're not doing a challenge here today, so we can drink.
Remember I told you acidity might make it worse?
Yeah.
Yeah, this might make it worse.
Hey, this
kinda
is
helped.
Thoughts here. I mean,
Yeah, it's spicy, man. It's honestly, sorry, but to the brand or the culture, but it's just not pleasant to eat.
You're wondering why I think Pentuple's a horrible human being?
Because he is.
How is his hair a completely different color than his beard? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck? Why does he have a pie head? What the hell? Why did you remove his cap?
It just blew Zephyr's mind. If it's Pentuple, no, you don't. It's Pentuple, right?
Yeah, it's Pentuple.
Yeah, then no, you don't. I'm sorry, Bisky.
Yeah, Bisky, you do know the reason that like Pentuple quit like YouTube and Twitch and shit, right?
Oh, thank God.
I don't know how you could think anyone's a good person after that.
Okay, I will leave that on the floor for now.
it's not.
It hurts. It's like, why are you doing this? Maybe they're used to it more.
I mean, they made it just for the. It feels like they made it just for like hurting people with like this prank kind of IRL culture. It's kicking.
It doesn't go away.
It doesn't.
Like, you drink the lemonade for a second, it kind of goes away.
I think this is the spiciest thing we've had today.
100%. Yeah.
I don't know what they put inside. I mean, they try to make it a little sweet, and it coats all over.
Grand
the noodles.
Designs
If you
wants
look
to
at the
know why
noodles close up, you
Pentuple
have
had
these
to
little, like,
eat
red
himself
dots
off
on
the
them.
internet.
Do you know how we like?
Oh yeah,
challenge
sure, I can
ourselves to
explain
eat
that. I
30%
love
of it?
drama. So basically, what happened was he got engaged to this chick who was in the United States as a transfer student from Germany. And then when it was her time to go back to Germany, he went to Germany. And it turns out her family are all like center left. So he was just constantly arguing with her family, calling them like horrible names and shit, saying that they were like horrible people and like trying to convince them to like actually be really cool like with Donald Trump and to like stop being liberals. And apparently there was a huge fight between him and her shortly after they got engaged when he was trying to get her American citizenship. And I guess he blew up on her entire family and like just was shitting on them at a family dinner. And she ended up saying, okay, I don't want to be engaged with you anymore. And yeah, at that point, he didn't have anywhere to stay in Germany. So he ended up having to overstay and spend like thousands of dollars to try to get back to the United States. And he was so broke that he had to move out of his house and live with somebody else temporarily till he got back on his feet because he lost his job. And then he said, I'm not going to come back to Twitch or YouTube because I don't care about politics anymore because it basically ruined his life.
I need a few seconds to take it all in and revel in the misery. Schadenfreude, German word, in case it wasn't obvious.
It's perfect for this instance.
I want to relish the Schadenfreude. The levels of hypocrisy, misery, words I can't even think of right now.
I believe the word you're looking for is dumbfuckery.
That is one of them.
Everybody knows Bisky.
How do you know this? Because I used to be friends with Pentuple and Tyler. Yeah, I used to be friends with Pentuple, Tyler, Jason. Like, I used to talk with Grid One and all them back when they used to do their poker shit. I used to play poker with them.
I was in their poker server and I left because of the slurs.
Oh
Poker, I
yeah,
barely know her.
when they started doing push or slur, that's when I kind of tapped out of poker as well.
It gets old real fast. And Double's an idiot. Yes, he's also an idiot. But that's also part of the story that might have told us why Double's an idiot. We have context here. Oh, I was never friends with him. I was just invited to the server, but Mida was.
Yeah, I was friends with him. I get along with everybody. Like, I don't care what somebody's political ideology is. I have friends who were like borderline fascist. I have friends who were like anarcho-communists. I don't care. I don't let that shit get in the way of my ability to like interact with somebody and just have a good time finding like mutual like common activities. But like when you start being a piece of shit, like that's when I'm like, okay, maybe I have to call into question like your character. And that's kind of what happened with Pentuple.
I guess I'm most shocked to find, like, again, shocked would be the wrong word, but there is a level of surprise that it wasn't just an act. It wasn't an on-stream act. That he actually a person like that.
Yeah,
I don't think you can
he's
just
actually
be
like
that. Like you can't just act that way.
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, there's no way this person can act like that in real life. But then the shit that I think would happen to people like this did happen to him.
I don't think
Friends with any
Joe.
groypers. I assume that's directed at me.
I don't think Joe pops off like that in his actual company. But when he's online, he like does the thing.
What about Kevin?
He actually says his views. I think Kevin is actually like that.
Yeah, but he's your friend, right? How can you forget Kevin the Groiper?
Kevin Groiper's out, doing motocross and cool shit. I don't know anything about what's going on with him.
I don't have any friends who are groypers.
Party at his house, by the way. Invited me.
But I do know one of Nick Fuentes' former mods, who is not a mod anymore.
I'm very happy for you, Bisky, or sad that happened.
Did you just do the I ain't reading all that meme?
Playing the video.
Only 2 bites. Defeated.
Yeah, I feel defeated too.
And this is not the spiciest one?
No. So this is the third spiciest
one. Did it to himself, Bisky.
In terms of
this is a self-inflicted wound.
4,400 Scoville units. Korean people like they make some of the best instant noodles, but they also make some of the extreme instant noodles. If you guys are Korean out there, can you explain to me like what's the purpose of this? Like they serve this in a restaurant, but like
it's like feeling bad for someone that got their dick stuck in a vacuum cleaner.
Like from what I've known from my Korean friends, like
yeah. But this isn't like fun though. There's nothing but just spice.
Some people like pain.
This is called Hwa Ramen, made in Korea, and this is a
Korea strikes again.
Okay. It resembles a little bit of the Chinese
one. Was
it
plate with like that red
looks like that,
sauce in front of them?
Oh, that was the bulldog sauce.
Oh. He's not hurting because of the breakup, right. Whiskey. Right. Breakup was like the least important thing that happened to him. Bro lost his house.
Except that one time. Yeah, you got a taste of the real person and then decided to just let that go.
Well, also when people are like nice to you, usually they have like,
if you insist,
ulterior motives. Like if people are going out of their way to be, I guess what you would call like exceptionally nice to you or treat you differently, you just have to question their motives.
What's more important than the breakup? The way that he treated the person who he was supposed to marry's family with severe disrespect just because of their political alignment and said vitriolic, horrible, and probably slurry things.
That he was supposedly a lawyer who lost his house and is couch surfing right now.
No, he's not couch
Presumably-
surfing anymore. He got an
Okay.
apartment. So after he got kicked out of his house because he couldn't afford to pay it because he lost his job, he ended up moving from the East Coast to Texas and he got an apartment there. And that's when he started doing shit in real life with Gibbs.
Okay, the story is getting sad. But it's still sad on the level that somebody got their dick stuck in a vacuum cleaner.
How would you get a cylinder? What the Reddit cylinder? How would you get a cylinder roughly 8 inches tall, 4 inches wide?
Yet it happened, and now you have to sit there like, hey, I'm just gonna call 911 for you.
Oh, just to be clear, he's not a lawyer. He used to be a property lawyer. He would solve client homeowner disputes. That was his job before he lost his job. Now he worked for a lawyer as an intern. He takes calls, shuffles papers, etc.
How do you go from being a professional lawyer to an intern? Like in the same field?
Because when you're a property lawyer, it requires a very low entry. You basically just have to pass the bar and then you're good. Understanding property law is very simple. Understanding complex common law is very hard.
God damn. I don't know how old Pentuple is, but I would generally recommend people that if you spend like 3 to 4 years in a particular field, then you should look at growing in that field, unless you absolutely hate it.
I mean, I'm sure he's probably trying to pursue being a lawyer, but no, like I hope Pentuple does well. I just don't think Pentuple's a good person. Like I don't wish ill upon him. I don't hope that, he goes through more shit. It's just when interacting with him, you have to remember his past, right?
Yep.
No, he might actually like you, Bisky. The difference is someone who is nice to you and then you say, "Oh, well, they weren't nice to me this one time." That should tell you that they're being nice to you when they like who you are or like what you are providing to them in terms of like conversation. But as soon as they no longer like it, they're no longer nice to you. Like people always accuse me of being like the generic lib cuck like nice guy. I'm just nice to people because I think that's the way people should be to each other. They should be cordial, and I don't dislike people until they give me a reason to dislike them. I just tell them how it is.
Maybe he's changed as a person.
Yeah, he's a lot poorer now.
See, that was worthy of the laugh right there. All right, let's watch these people suffer.
I wouldn't think this is like an issue. It seems like every company in Korea is just trying to make spicier and spicier noodles.
Yeah.
Off looks, this is not that bad.
No,
right?
It looks like a fun time.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
Then again, so did that pink cat.
Yeah.
Here comes regrets.
I mean, this is physically hot, but
I think we're still burning from the last one, to be honest with you.
you know what? When you eat something less spicy, slightly less spicy, after really spicy, it kind of helps.
Yeah, this tastes like it's dumbing it down.
Yeah, I mean, even the soup is just a...
My friend, we made a mistake.
You know,
we didn't rate the last one.
Last one, let's give it a... What would you give? I'll give it a 4.5. I know there's one more that's coming.
Yeah.
So...
I'm just going to give it a 4 out of 5 because you said there's 2 more coming, but that was really hot. Anything hotter than that, I'm quite concerned for people's safety.
This one, though, is a mile by comparison. Unless it hits you later, but I really don't think so.
It honestly tastes milder than the first packet we had with the same brand.
Yeah.
I think we're losing some taste buds at the moment.
I feel that too.
I think our tongue is regenerating. I actually don't taste any of the chili here right now. I taste more like mushroom, bouillon, a little bit of pork. I almost taste no chili.
Yeah.
I think we're just dumbed down to it.
I agree. Oh man, that's much better. But this drink though is really good. It's not just salt. There's something else in here.
No,
that I taste.
It's like our own masala.
Okay.
Masala means just like a spice mix. Everyone's is different, but
a spice mix?
Yeah.
This is a spicy drink.
There it is.
You guys have a spicy drink to help with the spice?
All right. So we have something called masala.
Okay.
Masala can be something as simple as like a spice mix, right? So like you might have like, you know, like a barbecue spice mix, which it's just a mix of spices. So I might say there's spices in there, but it doesn't mean it's spicy.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a touch of red chili there.
Why is that,
I
Razor?
can see it. I can see it floating around.
It's basically red
For
chili,
health
black
reasons,
pepper,
or
and
just because they don't like spicy food?
It's a spice drink to help with the spice. But this one right here is 5,000 Scoville units. I think Scoville units is not the thing to go by when you're eating spicy food.
I don't know how they're tested. Maybe they test like the powder that it comes in.
Let's rate this one.
I'm honestly gonna go on like the 0.5.
Wow.
Range. Yeah. Again, I think my
That's rough, Razor.
taste buds are dumbed down. Sorry, but yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, nothing really spicy about this. I thought this one was gonna be bad. So we have one more noodle to go. Oh, it looks identical. It looks identical.
They just hit him with the bulldog twice.
we meet our old friend.
Deja
again.
vu.
This is supposed to be more than that, eh? 2 times. That's
Yeah.
okay.
So I can already smell it. We're gonna take
it's bulldog,
3 big bites of this.
3 big bites.
Yeah.
We did 2 last time.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Filthier bulldog.
We did not survive
Let's
more
do
than 2 bites.
3 big bites, but then we have to. Oh, look at the sauce on the bottom. It's all draining down on the bottom. I'll get the bottom ones. Okay, cheers. What do we say in cheers in Hindi?
You know, I'm not gonna say cheers right now. I'm gonna say zinda raho, which is like basically saying good luck. Stand by.
Okay. Is that what they say before eating spicy food?
This spicy food does not exist in my culture. Not that I know of. Oh man, we're back. Bite number 2 again. Fuck. Just enough food. We'll have one more.
Oh.
I think we're just a little used to it, but this is horrible.
Yeah, I'm not. I thought it would help. Want water?
Yeah, please.
It just
The
tastes like
suffering.
That's crazy, dog.
I don't even know why they sell this at grocery store.
Yeah, this needs to be bad.
Okay, let's give this one a score.
Did he say pencho?
I don't even know what he said. They're breathing too hard.
I think he went into the Indian slurs.
Jeez. Yeah, they don't look happy right now. It's just eating spicy ramen.
Way spicier than anything I
Yeah.
100%. You're about to have a panic attack, friend. You need to take a walk.
Oh fuck. Yo, I said we're done these challenges, man. You can still feel the residue of it. Okay, how will we even describe this? Like
Armageddon. Yeah. 100%.
The last one,
it has
or
the exact same taste
so.
as the Bulldog 1 times, but I don't know what they put in there. It's just more concentrated. It feels like every time, like I don't know what the incentive is to continue upping the multiple on this. So how would you describe the experience of trying the spiciest instant noodles?
Extremely painful. Not needed.
Yeah.
Somewhat senseless.
Yeah.
Wrong.
But before we end, let's is it ready? The nagan dish?
Yeah.
Okay, hopefully it'll help us out a little bit. What is the dish called exactly?
Nagaland Naga ginger chicken.
Ginger chicken, okay.
Sorry. Took a while to get out there.
Okay. And we will not be eating it with this dish on the side. Ooh, okay.
So this is not a ramen packet.
This is not a ramen packet. And you made this especially for the video?
Made this especially for the video.
Wow, okay.
I feel like this should be easy.
Okay.
Compared to what we've been through.
No, I mean, if there's other flavors in there, I think it's totally fine. I just think it's unacceptable just to have one flavor, which is spice.
To be honest, it's the first time I've cooked a dish from
I would say so, Razor.
From my research,
I've never seen that
basically a
double
ground
spiced
chicken
bulldog
dish
before.
with lots of
thank you.
fresh ginger, fresh chili.
This looks delicious.
In Nagaland, they have a chili that we have a tough time getting there, which is similar to this dried red chili that's there. They call it like a boot cholki. Kind of translates into like a ghost pepper. It's dried and it's kind of black in color and looking.
And then you didn't put you didn't put any of the ghost pepper in here?
No, I took it a bit easy, and plus I wasn't able to get it. So.
Nice. This is the one place our audience was like, it had like 11,000 likes on that comment.
Yeah.
You know?
Wait, are we saying that this place just serves instant ramen? That's odd. I mean, I've seen shops that do that, but you just go in and make your own ramen, then they'll just bring it out to you.
Yeah, it tastes mild. It tastes mild compared to what we had. It is a dish purely like just ginger stems and chili.
Yeah,
and that's what the
I will say though, from the last one, like I can feel it on my tongue, but like you said, I feel like the last one killed all my taste buds. You know, it just numb.
I can't even like taste like chicken.
Yeah. This is actually really good, really good.
I think we need like a control tester here. You know?
Yeah. I don't think this is spicy. You want to try it? Okay. No, come. This is Ronnie. He's our producer, but he has 0 spice tolerance. Right? Are you serious?
Oh man, that's bad.
Well, that's spicy.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
that is bad.
Oh, yo, worse. We're the one. Yo, I'm tripping out.
It's good though.
Right? It's spicy?
That's crazy.
Dude, it is genuinely spicy.
For my standard, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you're dying.
So were you like shocked or surprised by any of the noodles that we tried? Did you think it was gonna be more or less spicy?
I think the thing I'm most shocked is just what happened right now. Where like after so much, you hear about that you taste so much spicy food you can't taste anything.
Yeah.
But I think this is the first time it actually happened to me. Where
Right.
like, I've had so much spicy food, I literally cannot taste anything. Like, and that's kind of scary to me as a chef.
It is a little scary to me as well.
I'm like, I better get my taste buds back, but let's be honest. I taste like a bit of ginger and a bit of cilantro.
Apparently, Pisco's
for the
doing a
most
thing
part,
right
I kind
now.
of just
I don't
tasted
know what
mush.
this is about.
Even though there's a whack load of seasoning in
Yeah.
it. But we just can't taste anything right.
So we have a favorite, which is the Chinese one.
Yeah.
That we
looks
tried.
bomb.
And then, did you think that the spiciest instant noodle was the one that we had the last one that we had today?
By far.
By far.
But there's nothing comparing to that level of spice. I've had like some of the spiciest chili. I've had ghost pepper raw. Dude, it's not that spicy. It's not that spicy.
Right?
I've had Scotch bonnets raw.
It almost feels like that pack of noodle was manufactured in a lab.
Yeah,
somewhere.
100%.
It does not feel like natural spice.
Like I told you, I've had one Scotch bonnet. They probably take like 1,000 of them, distill it into like an oil, and then that's what you get.
Yeah. Like I feel a little bit recovered, but not yet because I can't taste much. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to click here to watch Ashish and I go head and head to see which country has the spiciest food, and click here for a video.
Yeah, I'd seen that video a couple months back. Let's see. I don't know who Zugami is, but this has been recommended to me. If it even decides to come up.
Zugami. Name sounds familiar.
Never heard of him. So yeah, oops, not coming up. Let's try again. So the grand designs, you're saying what's going to happen 10 years from now in terms of politics? It's almost impossible to tell right now because there's just way too much hinging on it right now. Like if Trump actually goes for a third term, that warps whatever my projection could be for the next 10 years. And then same thing goes if JD Vance becomes president, which I sincerely hope not. That's a differently bleak situation full of flock cameras. We don't even know who the Democrat candidates are going to be. Like I'm guessing Newsom, Harris, but I mean, that would just be status quo, cleanup time. Let's see how much they can get accomplished if they do get elected. And I can't think of anyone that's DSA that's even in the running for presidency. So, I don't know, any opinions from you guys?
State or for there to be a Jewish homeland in Israel specifically. That said, so for example, if you were to convince me that the best way for there to be peace and the best,
I would take my cues from history, see where we are in the cycle of right wing to left wing swings, and see what has happened in the past. Like, I'd like to think that we are in a pretty extreme far right scenario right now, but I don't know how much worse things can get in the context of the modern world. If things can get way, way worse, then there might be more space for a rightward swing. But I think, at least in America, the momentum is with the left, at least for the next two, like until at least 2028. But yeah, 2032, a lot depends on what Democrats do when they have power in 2028. It's not going to be enough to bring inflation back to 3%. Like, we genuinely need some forms of reparations for the average person through Doge, through tax cuts, through grocery store prices increase. Like, this decade, ever since COVID, has been utterly disastrous for the average American. So it's not going to be enough to, you were spending $4 on your groceries. Now, guess what? You're only going to have to spend $4.50 instead of $4.75. Like, no, people are not going to like that. People want to see prices come down, not inflation come down and prices to continue to rise. People want actual prices to come down. If you can't deliver that, then 2032 is fucked.
Yeah, I mean, my projection is that even if things start to get better, it's going to take years and years to undo the amount of damage that's been done in the past, like, 3 years. So, I mean, a recovery is possible, but, like, at this point, I'm just seeing it as potential stagnation. Like, things aren't going to get better or worse. They're just going to be more of the same, hopefully. If things do get worse, I mean, how much worse can they get before we're all kind of screwed, right? And if they do get better, it's like, how long are they going to stay better before we make the mistake of putting someone in power who's going to destroy our system again?
Yeah, these are the questions. I really don't have an answer for that. But yeah, I think if we end up with Democrats in office post Trump, there's just going to be a lot of them trying to spend time fixing all the things that got broken. I don't see like any sort of reparation being done for the people in regards to like what happened with the inflation from the tariffs or just basic inflation in itself. I would say they can definitely go after some of the corporations that did artificially inflate things, but that money's never coming back to the people. So, like,
But I would say that, we talk about Trump destroying institutions and shit like that, which is obviously worrisome. If under Trump's presidency, prices came down, people wouldn't give a fuck what was happening with ICE, what was happening with Doge, what was happening with Iran. None of it would matter if prices came down.
I think prices will come down because I think like, as soon as anybody else gets in, they're going to remove the tariffs and that's going to calm down the prices pretty drastically. But still, like, wages aren't going to meet up with inflation as it is. So that's another thing they have to fix. And I don't know if they will fix it because they haven't fixed it. Like, it didn't get fixed when Biden was in office. We were still coming off of the COVID economy, and he did have a reasonably good recovery. And I'd say, like, we had the best recovery out of any of the other countries. So I can't say he did bad, but you can always want more.
No, but what I'm saying is that people don't want to see decrease inflation. People want to see what's the opposite what's the opposite of inflation in economic terms? Deflation? Is that
Deflation,
the economic term?
reduction, like,
Yeah. Which all economists argue is a horrible thing to happen to the economy, but that is literally what people want. If you can deliver that without destroying the economy, that is the only thing that matters. Like people, I'm genuinely telling you, people would not give a shit about ICE killing American citizens, about Iran, like about what's happening on USS Lincoln. None of that would matter if prices came down during Trump's presidency. People would be celebrating everything that's happening.
I don't disagree with you.
So that is literally the linchpin for everything that's going to happen.
Well, I mean, that would work for anyone.
Democrats need to deliver that.
Yeah, I don't know how they possibly could. But go ahead, Mida.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think that it would be reasonable to assume things will go back to a point of like normalcy, right? Because we're even right now, right? Like when the Trump administration was celebrating when the Trump administration was celebrating these things, right? They were like, "Oh, look at the price of eggs. They went down by 40 cents." And that doesn't change the fact they're still up $2.10 from where they were, like 2 years prior to that. So we're going to be making like we're going to see concessions being made because it can't constantly be downhill. It doesn't matter whether or not I agree or disagree with Trump. There are like there's some merit to the fact that it's like 10% of the stuff he's done has been objectively good, but it doesn't outweigh the 90% of the stuff that he's done that was objectively bad. So you're always going to have this sort of tug of war, this push and pull. That's why I said it's stagnation. We're not going to see a great recovery. We're not going to usher in a new era of like economic freedom for Americans or go back to some point that it was in the past because like the damage is irreparable.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that. Because I know there's a lawsuit going on with producers of eggs because they overly inflated the cost of eggs artificially. Yeah, lawsuit. So the Department of Justice in June got set to get a $3.3 million settlement. Let me double check. Yeah, so U.S. Department of Justice, 17 state attorneys general reached a proposed settlement in June 2026 with three major egg producers accused of illegally coordinating bids to artificially inflate egg prices between June 2022 and March 2025, which is essentially within the Joe Biden years. And so the complaints about the prices of eggs had nothing to do with Biden's policies, and eventually the DOJ or some other entity would have had to go after him. But that $3.3 million isn't going back to the people who paid the egg prices. So, like, ultimately, the federal government gets that
$3.3 million, like what, 10 cents per person?
Yeah, it's fucking nothing.
That's what they're going to do. Yeah, even if it went to the people, you're getting 10 cents. No, wait, 1 cent. Sorry, 1 cent. I mixed up, forgot to remove 1 0.
Yeah, it's like it's an abysmal settlement. So like I'm looking at the DOJ and going, wow, is this the best you can do? Like for real? This is lame.
And they, instead of 3.3 million to the DOJ, they can pay $500,000 to Trump and even get pardoned for that.
Which is also something I don't even want to think about. But yeah, like basically raise a slap on the wrist just to show like, hey, we did something. This was a problem. They were actually doing this thing you all suspected them of. And we went after them. Look, yay, government.
And this is my problem with like the highfalutin philosophical, like fucking Destiny and Wick types. It's like, fine, it's good to have philosophical stances. You are not, like those are not compatible with on the ground reality about affordability. Like affordability is plain numbers. Where people feel it in their pockets. Everyone has different lines. Okay, sure, we should have some moral and philosophical thresholds. But like, motherfucker, doing 3 months of streams nonstop on fucking DSA. when people's pockets are being looted by billionaires, the little pedophile president, all this bullshit going around, and all you have to say is like 3 months of fucking streams about DSA, not a single stream about affordability, not a single stream about economic policy. Like Kamala Harris, when she said $25,000 to first-time homebuyers, bitch, that's nothing. That's 10% on a down payment on a house. What the fuck is $25,000 on a house gonna give me? Like, fine, I was gonna vote for Kamala, but let's acknowledge the truth. It was nothing. $25,000 on for a first-time home buyer is literally nothing. That's not doing anything for an average person.
I mean, that's even assuming the average person is even aiming to get a home. But I mean, anything's better than nothing. But there were other things that she was proposing, like she was talking about actually doing more regulation in regards to pricing and monitoring corporations. Like, I think that's a good thing. I don't know. If,
no, but see, that's the problem, right?
Caps.
That's the mistake that the Democrats made, is that they thought, oh, we're having the fastest recovery. No, you went from inflation of whatever 7%, 6.2% back down to 2.8, 3%. No, people want negative inflation. People want prices to come down, not prices to continue to rise, but at a slower rate. No, people want prices to go backwards. We need to put the car in reverse, not slow down forwards.
Yeah, I don't even know.
That's what people want to do. And that is what Trump said he's going to do. He's going to kill all the immigrants or deport all the immigrants. He's going to, that's what Trump said. Obviously, those were bullshit promises, but that's what people wanted. People wanted something to fill their pockets. And he convinced them that immigrants are the ones stealing all your money.
Well, yeah, if you're stupid, you probably believe that, but that's...
Yeah, and the Democrats said, oh, we'll slow down the car. Trump said, I'll put a wall in front of the car. And people said, yeah, that will stop the car at least.
Yeah, it's great to be able to say you're going to do that, but he actually threw the car into overdrive while the people saying they're going to slow down the car were offering like realistic things that can be accomplished that make people's everyday life at least moderately better. I'm not going to say they can't do more.
Leedy, the problem, what I'm saying, the problem isn't Trump, is that the Democrats, sure, they do more realistic promises, but people don't want that. People don't want the system to work as it is. People want to break the system because the system is fucking them over. So slowing down a system that's fucking you over you're still getting fucked. I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm saying that is the perception that the average American has in their heads.
I mean, I get what you're saying. You're giving like an oversight of what people in America actually think is happening and what they think is possible of the government. But that's just not the case, unfortunately. Deporting immigrants to prisons in Ghana is basically killing them. Yeah, I agree. So, like, here's one of the things that Kamala was talking about, and people were saying it's a terrible idea and it's socialism or whatever. But Kamala Harris proposed a federal ban on corporate price gouging in the food and grocery stores to lower consumer costs. Supporters view it as an anti-fraud consumer protection measure, while critics and some economists characterize it as government price control that risks causing supply shortages. But ultimately, there needed to be some sort of regulation on price gouging that's monitored by the government, or else exactly what happened with eggs could continue to happen whenever it's advantageous for them to do so. And like one of the things that have been proposed is government-run grocery stores being expanded, because that's, I mean, yeah, it's slow as you can possibly do, but I mean, it's something that's realistic, because like I literally don't think you can throw the car in reverse, and negative inflation destroys the economy. So like, Maida, is there a way to get to achieve negative inflation and not wreck the economy long term?
Yes. So the way we offset inflationary rates is usually by taking a certain percentage of the amount of money in circulation that we allocate through taxes, and we remove it from the like central part of the economy. What this does is it artificially increases the value of the actual money itself. Alternatively, what you can also do is you can reduce the amount of currency that is currently floating around within things like stocks and bonds, to increase the total value of that money. So that way there's nothing that's being leveraged against it. When the state has more money to play with as a result of like import, export, or even domestic gross profits, it can use that money to allocate resources in a way that it desires. In the United States, I've already explained how we do that. But the way we would do it is we would just take the money and instead of, I guess, incurring more debt by exporting currency or bonds, etc., what we would do is we would put the money towards, I guess, what you would call like liquidation, which would reduce the amount of currency in circulation because the federal government already owns it. You would just increase that amount relative to what they're normally doing, and then you would take that money and put it in like some form of like central fund or something of that nature to put towards like inflation reduction.
And what do you think the
That makes sense?
chances? Well, yeah, it makes sense. So would that be like in the form of like a sovereign wealth fund or something on that order, or?
Well, a sovereign wealth fund is usually used for redistribution or assets that are for the public to have access to. Um, this would be the exact opposite. This would be using a fund to stop inflation from happening that the public would not have access to. Um, that would like help them, I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it caps inflation, it technically helps and is keeping money in people's pockets, but just not at the same rate that a sovereign wealth fund would do. I mean, it's
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly.
Like, what are the odds you think of something like that actually happening?
Pretty low because our government is compromised. So they wouldn't do something like this because why would they participate in this sort of action when they could just as easily make the same amount of money and be as safe in their lives without having to?
The problem is we're spending billions on subsidies for AI data centers, and we're not going to see a single cent of profit. All the profit is going to go to the billionaire that's building the AI data center, and spread that across multiple industries, multiple billionaires. If you're subsidizing a particular industry, right, I feel like you should tax them higher until those subsidies are paid back. And after that, then you can start earning profit. Like that, I'm saying there's a lot of problems with what I'm saying. I understand that. I'm just saying like there should be a system that includes that particular aspect of the economy as well. That if the public is subsidizing a particular industry, then the public should also get returns on that industry.
I mean, that sounds great on paper, but I can't think of anything like that's ever happened in American history to my memory. And Rabbit saying, "You owe trillions. How are you going to set up a sovereign wealth fund?" That was supposed to be what the tariffs
Exactly,
did.
it's fucked. Exactly, it's fucked from all angles. Like we don't have the time to fix the fucking economy because the interest rate is higher than GDP.
Well, just to be clear, it's not just that the interest rate is higher than the GDP. 2026 is the first year in the history of the United States that the Treasury has declared full insolvency. For the year of 2026, our fiscal year budget states that we will owe $1.02 to someone else for every $1 that we make.
Nice. Oh, Horseradish made the announcement.
Yeah, Doomer's not on your team, huh?
No.
How about that?
Well, Doomer had things to do, so I told you the universe wasn't in agreement.
Yeah. Well, at least you got Elder Drazi. I'm sure he does something, right?
Yeah, he does stuff.
God damn the shade.
I don't know who he is. I'm sure he does something.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting
It's
debate.
just throwing shade.
He's been throwing shade since this whole thing started. Tried to get Doomer, and Doomer, that's about the time that You know, he's putting his kids to sleep and stuff, and I'm like, I don't want to split your focus. So then tried to get Gorps, and Gorps wasn't answering messages because he was out hunting new mythical creatures to in the existence of probably Santa Claus or Leprechaun or something. And so I went for the next best thing.
Okay. I mean, all right.
And then you went and pulled Samantha, and that's just, she wasn't on the list.
Well, I mean, if Samantha ends up dropping out or not showing up, I'm just pulling Jenny. So
You're gonna pull Jenny on us?
yeah.
Jenny knows.
She
Jenny
literally
can destroy
told me.
Albatrossi.
Yeah, she literally told me that if Samantha doesn't show up, that she'd be more than happy to fill in for the debate. I had a conversation with her last night for like 4 hours about this whole topic and about the research papers that I was going over, and she told me that she would actually be happy to defend my side if someone drops out. So
Okay, this is foul. I feel like I'm being attacked.
yeah.
He's like, and
You chose this. I don't know what to tell you.
see, I don't like the level of smug going on here. How the hell did Dims that Republicans take
Alita,
the
you can try
fiscal
Mash Strat, the one that we discussed the other day.
Ask them how they know they have legs. Is that what we're doing? Okay, should I run this video or should I call it a night for tonight? Because I need to be reasonably well rested.
There's gonna be another ramen tasting video.
Is black food versus Asian food?
If it's another ramen tasting video, then I'd vote to. I personally don't feel like watching food content, but you can do an audience.
Yeah, it's too late in the night to have more food. Honestly, that was just a palate cleanser from the crash out that came before it. Something to calm things down a bit. So let me see if I have something to close out with. Because all in all, that was just fun. Watching people suffer extremely hot noodles.
I'm telling you, I don't know what it is they put in Bulldog. It makes it feel hotter than it is. Like the first time I had it, I was like, 3K, this is nothing. And then I took one bite and I was like, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just not used to it. Took another bite
Maybe
and
they're
I was
just
like, nope.
lying on their. Maybe they're just lying on their packaging. You know,
They have to be.
They catch you
It's
off
just,
guard.
it's objectively what they're doing. They're lying. They're putting some shit in there that makes it feel hotter than it is.
What I really think it
Okay,
is,
Lizzie, I'm gonna put an hour, 15-minute long video in chat.
Of course you
but
will.
you can watch however long you want.
So pretty much what I think it is that
You don't need to watch the whole thing.
the Bulldog is a dry noodle, not a soup noodle. And when you use soup, the spice is spread out through the liquid, whereas with the Bulldog noodles, it's all just right on the noodles. I think that's
No,
probably
it's
the difference.
literally jalapeno level of heat, according to the Scoville scale.
Yeah, if you take jalapenos and like put them in pho.
So what else is going on, I guess, would be the question, instead of just...
I mean, it could be
It's
something
gonna be
else.
pretty mild, dude.
What did Zephyr post? I'm a little nervous.
They're my favorite channel right now.
Oh, Steelwork?
Yeah, but it's hour 15, so
I've forged some of the most insane Damascus patterns,
I don't know
pushing the
when
limits
the
of
good
what's
part
possible.
happens, and I
Swords,
hope
daggers, buoys, folders,
like it's
some worth as much as a Prius,
compilation of just
others a
good
Corvette
patterns.
Stingray. And today I'm revealing exactly how they're made, layer by layer, twist by twist. It's wild, it's intense, and it only gets crazier from here. So stick around.
I mean,
I'm
with that
making
being the
Damascus
case, I'm
steel
gonna
out
just
of 1,000 razor blades and a couple tablespoons of powdered metal on the side. The first thing I have to do is open up our 1,000 razor blades, and this task ended up taking me quite a bit longer than I thought it would. There's actually 2 layers
we're
of
gonna end on
wrapping
an
on each
educational
blade.
rap video.
These are thin blades for shaving, and they're extremely sharp.
That's what
So
we
I try
will
to
do.
be extra careful as I'm opening up these blades
then
to
right
not
out.
cut myself wide open. Next, I have to stack up these
For
1,000
some reason,
blades.
YouTube is lagging hardcore.
Educational rap. Sound like
Educational
that
rap.
joke from Community.
You know how this works. All right. And then who should we raid out into? Who's up? Pisco, Teriak, Enemy Charlie, Jason Society, Gappy. So probably Gappy or Pisco, right? All right, educational rap time.
Push it, come on now. Hey, yo, that boy got motion. In the gym, come correct. Stay in motion, stay on track, build your strength, never crack. Feel the burn running back. In the gym, don't forget, get the press and get the reps, get the step and get respect. Earns is earns, that's a fact. In the gym, come correct. Get the press and get the reps. Get the step and get respect. If you a dog, lead the pack, feel the burn. Earns, that's a class in session. Pay attention, keep on going, that's the lesson. In the gym, keep on pressing, set the goal. Get the step and move forwards with intention. No excuses, no exceptions. Build your skills, get your reps in your next move. Keep them guessing when you hear with setbacks. Breathe through them, then reset. In this gym, every setback just a setup for the next game. Level up and on your name, they gon' put respect. I want your ops to see you as a threat, homie, that's a bet. Feel your power, stay progressive, breathe slow, feel the connection. If you mad, hone aggression, turn your stress into a weapon. In the gym, you invest in all your time, you'll see your blessings. In time, that's the essence of the grind, it's an investment. If you tryna level up, little homie, here's the method. With your time, don't be reckless. Respect your time is precious, pressure forges weapons. So stay sharp, stay collected. Pressure makes some people break, but make others break records. In the gym, come correct. Stay in motion, stay on track, build your strength, never crack. Feel the burn, run it back. In the gym, don't forget, get the press and get the reps, get the step and get respect. Earn, just earn, that's a fact. In the gym, come correct. Get the press and get the reps. Get the step and get respect. If you a dog, lead the pack, feel the burn. Earn, just earn, that's a fact.
Orange basketball. They trying to make that money. All right, y'all. It's been a blast. We will be back on Friday with the debate with the traitorous Mida, the Op Circa, and one of 2 other individuals that are all coming from my head. Catch y'all next time. Peace. Okay, we can go to the open room now. All done.